So, here we are, session 21. We will have a additional player for a little while, Princess Sparklefart, aka Rel, which you guys will all meet at some point here in a little bit. But until then, last time you guys made your way off of the suggested dragon flight to the outskirts of Eldoria, where you met Warren Knackle, Winter Moon. They explained how they kind of foresaw your arrival, or Warren did, after they were given kind of a heads up to be expecting some folks, and he kind of pinpointed more of a specific arrival date of you guys. And you talked for a little while, and you found out that they were working consecutively but underneath the speaker of Eldoria named Valshun, who expected them to inform you of your expectations to help him find the tome, which is also who your employer is looking for. So you have Sandor and Valshun all looking for the same book, and you are working technically kind of with both of them in a roundabout, weird kind of way. So you guys made your way into Eldoria proper, made your way into the nicer tavern that you were described, called the Black Narcissus, where you all decided that it was time to take a bath because you all smelled gross and looked worse for wear. In such way, when you were each taking your individual baths, Imrix is the only one that really had any, shall we say, interesting situations that happened. The water for Imric turned this weird black slimy goo. He got gills. He got all kinds of weird things that was shown to him by Tharizdun. Fully under the impression that Tharizdun intends to kill him, Imric charged out of the bathroom naked, down the hallway, grabbing a towel, dripping everywhere. Marin followed suit, took a bath after investigating, saw nothing in there, then went to bed. Rel and Imric went and mailed some letters via Warren Knackle, who was going through some ADHD-induced research, and then the two of you made your way back to the inn where it was locked up for the night, and the three of you went to sleep. So, in sleeping, as you guys start to awake for the morning, Genevieve awakes. Imric has yet to sleep for like the fourth day. So currently still bright-eyed and bushy-tailed might be a bit of an extreme descriptor, but you are still awake. Your con save for staying awake is currently at a 15. So keep that in mind next time I call for you to roll it. You are currently at a DC 15 con save to continue your sleeping venture, your waking ventures.
Doing great.
So you're wide-eyed like you've been on coffee for a week. Genevieve, you wake up well rested. Marin, as you start to come out of the depths of your sleep into the twilight of waking up, you kind of wake up in this darkened foyer of a room. It almost looks like so looking around you, it looks like a small foyer with black velvet curtains kind of hanging off of curtain rods on all of the walls surrounding you in almost this triangular manner. And sitting in front of you, there's a small circular little card table. Sitting on top of it is just 2 glasses and a half-drank bottle of wine. And sitting across from you, as you kind of look here, there is this hooded figure with kind of this black, smoky, just aura emanating from underneath their cloak. Looking at you, they say to you, "So, keeping people alive and out of death is your goal, is it?"
Yeah, I certainly feel like I want to keep those two alive. I refer to um, Jean-Viet and Imric.
Well, I don't typically push for those on the precipice of death to be returned to living. I'm normally one to assert their progression towards the afterlife. But seeing as you already have connections within my circle, I think I'll help you out this one time. I think I'll grant you a sliver of power and see what you can do with it. And if you impress me, maybe more. And if you don't, well, it's not like I've lost anything in all reality, one way or the other. I'll see you again. Whether it's by your choice or not. They reach out their hand as if to shake your hand and make a deal, and you just see this bony skeletal hand come out from underneath a cloak.
Well, you certainly look very alive.
In all the ways that matter. Do you shake their hands?
Um, yes, and as I shake the hand, I will say, well, I mean, for many people out there, killing them may be better than keeping them alive. And if they come back, when they reborn, they may be a better person.
That's an interesting take. And as they say that, you feel like the very pointy tip of their bony finger kind of poke it into your wrist, and you feel this twinge of power kind of infuse through your forearm, and a jolt of electricity kind of flow through your body. And for a quick second, the room flashes with this bright light, and you see sitting underneath this cloak, you see a skeleton talking to you. And says, my name is Merkel, and I grant you the power over the grave. And you snap awake. You have obtained your new class abilities.
Yeah.
And you awake fully alert and able to move on with your morning in the Black Narcissus with your two compatriots.
Okay. I will just kind of, after collecting my thought, I will leave my room and go meet them without saying anything for now.
Okay. So the three of you join up, morning, breakfast time, downstairs. You see that there is nobody here quite yet. He's just kind of opening the place up, but there is breakfast ready, kind of family buffet style, for you to choose whatever you would like from. Sit down, there's coffee, there's juices, there's ale and wine, if that's what you want with your breakfast, as well as a hodgepodge of meats and vegetables and breads and whatnot.
I would love to get some coffee.
That's okay. I will make you some coffee. And I pull up the
Oh.
10-pound bag of coffee bean that we make the other day, that I bought the other day, and start making him some coffee.
I don't want the super strong kind, man. Just a normal cup right now. I don't think I could drink too much of that.
Okay, coffee for you, Gene.
Gene, you should try. It's really tasty. I bet if you drink some of it, you'd be quite wild in combat.
Do you want me to take the fancy coffee or the regular coffee?
No, the Marin's special coffee, the one I drank last night. You remember how good I felt from that?
You did seem to move a little bit faster, but just like in your eyes. I do not need you to waste the high-powered coffee on me.
Suit yourself.
But I appreciate the offer.
Okay, I guess I'll make myself some coffee. But I
Yes.
guess I essentially make an espresso.
All right. You make yourself espresso. Everyone has breakfast, and you see a few people come in, get a plate, kind of to go, put it, eat quickly, grab some breads and things to go, and dip in, dip out, um, pay the breakfast toll. So,
Oh, we got a
your plan today. What's your guys' plan for today?
Naren look at his companion and be like, well, don't we need to go meet this guy, Loshun?
We do
Isn't he
need to
like
go
the-
meet Valshun. I also have a question I need to ask the ADHD wizard. At some point, it does not need to be urgent, but before we leave, I need to talk to him.
Okay.
Oh, you mean Warren?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
Monsieur Knuckle, or whatever his name was. The
Mr.
wizard.
Knuckle?
But as I said, that does not need to be the first thing that we do. It just I do not want to leave without talking to him again.
Okay. And wait, out of character, we don't need to talk to Loshun, or we plan to meet him at some point.
I think we're supposed to go talk to Valshun. I
I-
think that sounded like what we're here to do.
It's a good
Okay.
idea. It's a good idea.
Uh,
Don't know if we need to, but we should.
And you know that
Yeah.
right now the only way out of the city, in and out of the city, is through the underground tunnel because of the magical dome being on the fritz and basically would kill you if you tried walking through it. So if you leave or come back, you would likely run through the same place where you ran into Warren and Wintermoon and all them again because you'd have to go through their little space. So
So sounds like we can do that on the way out.
sounds
Correct.
that's definitely the case.
Gee,
Well,
go talk to Warren Knuckle, and then we'll go on to our journey.
It sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Did we,
wait.
out of character, did we officially get permission to go see Valshun, or were we waiting for Valshun to like come get us or something?
I think he invited us, didn't
yeah,
he? He
you
told us to
were
come see
you were
him.
told to go and see them, but to do it during regular daytime hours.
Got it. I remember there being something about like don't go see them like right now.
Yeah.
Got it. Cool. Let's go.
I think we
Is he
need
in
to
the
tidy
Fault de
us.
Pouvoir?
Mm-hmm. Yes. So that's where you guys are headed?
Yo.
À la Fault de Pouvoir.
Okay. All right.
To where?
The Fort de
Valshun.
Pouvoir.
Okay.
It's
I
the
don't know
fort
what
of
it is.
power.
So
It's
Oh.
just the fort.
yeah, it's the fort. Yeah, it's like the main. Think of like the castle of the town, but it's just the fort. It's like
Yeah.
it's a walled-in fort with a little jail on one side of it, with a big, huge like sheer rock cliff face that the city kind of backs into. So it's protected from all sides and kind of from above, and surrounded by this dome. So, you guys start making your way to Fort de Pouvoir. In the meantime, we will wibbly wobbly our way over to the tavern here, where Rel is not yet gone to sleep. This is you arriving here. You should all be able to see the inn and tavern. I just kind of put you all on here. But Rel, you arrived to this tavern. You're given King Henrik, get out of here. You're given a room, and you are able to do with that whatever you wish. There are food and drink available to you. Fred and John are the two bartenders who are working. There are a couple other folks who just happen to be around. A gentleman and what looks like his child and a pet are just kind of spending some time just hanging out, kind of taking a break from the weather outside. It's a little rainy, a little damp and dismal outside, so they're just kind of taking a break in here, kind of getting a respite from that. But you have this tavern to yourself. This is when you first arrived before you went to sleep and woke up the next day. So if there's anything you wanted to do prior to going to bed. So in the timeline of how these things are happening, right? You're arriving here, and the other three of you, obviously you guys don't know each other yet, but the other three of you have effectively just at this point arrived to the outskirts of Eldoria and about to talk to Warren and Wintermoon. So this is kind of happening in the past, and catch back up. So, just so you guys kind of know where we are in the grand scheme of things. So, but, Rao, what would you like to do?
Okay. So she, you know, she's been through a lot. I think right now what she needs is a warm bath and a hot meal and maybe a drink, and she's going to kind of she has a letter to write, and she's going to do that and just basically recover.
Okay. You can definitely be provided with all of those things. The bath is more of you're given a giant basin, like a giant wash basin, and a
Mhm.
few big pitchers of hot water. They don't
A rag on
necessarily
a
have it.
stick.
Basically, that's how this place
Uh-huh.
is. It's a very small tavern. This is about the extent of it. It's got some booths, some tables, one room to stay in. And you see there's a little shack kind of attached to it, and you imagine this is likely Fred and John's residence, and there's an outhouse for them out there, and another one for the one guest you can say. So it's not a big place. It's more of just like people stop here when they have no other choice, or they just kind of want to pass through and get away for a moment. So.
Okay. Yeah, so that's essentially what I'm gonna do. Uh, I get the room. I think this is gonna be my room, I'm assuming.
Yep, yep, yep.
Okay. So yeah, and I'm just gonna lay my stuff out in the room, and uh, if I can take my meal and do what I need to do, kind of in solitude, I
Oh
would
yeah,
probably
you can
prefer that.
you can they'll deliver everything that you need to your room. You can take your food. They'll bring in the stuff for bathing and whatnot, and then you have the key to the door so you can lock it whenever you need. They don't bother you unless you come out and get
Hmm.
it. You can hear talking every now and again from out there as they have no one else really to talk to but themselves. But other than that, you're not really bothered unless you wish to be.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just gonna do all of that. I'm
Okay.
going to have post-trauma self-care moment, and I am like I said, I have a letter to write, and I will be doing that.
All right. So you do all of the things you have said that you wish to do. You write your letter, and then are you trying to mail it this evening, or are you gonna hold on to it and mail it the next day?
Uh, I will see if I can get it posted tonight.
Okay. Go out and you talk to John, and he says that there is a mail carrier that he can get a hold of to come in the morning, but he can see if he can't get it expedite on the mail service for you.
Hmm.
So if you wish to give it to him, he can go to the mail carrier's house himself tonight and try and get it going. So,
Yeah, and I'll slip an extra gold or two their
okay,
way.
cool. We'll just say it's 2 gold total. And
Hmm.
Nods appreciates it, puts on his rain cloak, and heads out. And you imagine that this letter is gonna get sent to where you're sending it.
Yep. Ominous letter of ominousity.
Well, you wrote a letter, Imric and Jumpy. Ev wrote letters.
Hey,
Everybody's writing
that's how
mail.
we ended the last session. Was just us also sending ominous letters of omnicity. So you know.
Right. Everybody's learning about the
Yeah, I
mails.
did send a letter because I used my bird. So
Yeah, everyone's sending mail. This has
We
become
love this.
Well,
this
they
has
got
become,
mail.
this has become a mail simulator. So, yes, you go to sleep, you rest, you benefit from a long rest and whatnot. And when you wake up in the morning, the weather has broken and has passed, um, but you still feel that ominous energy coming from the tome that is in your possession.
Okay. Um, and I know that you had mentioned in the previous that there was some kind of vibe given off between my mom's journal in conjunction with this book.
Hmm.
Yeah.
As you kind of focus on that a little bit, give me we'll say either Arcana or Insight.
15.
15. So, um, you know, obviously, that your mother is not alive. She was
Mhm.
killed. And so the vibe that you're getting from the combination of your mother's journal and this tome is that in some way, shape, or form, there is magic in the ominous tome that could return her to you. That's kind of the vibe you're getting. Like the books are giving off this not quite coalescing matching energy, but they're kind of sparking between the two of them, if that makes sense. Like you're getting sparking vibes.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Gotcha.
You just
Gotcha.
gotta find somebody who can utilize the full power in this tome.
Okay. I am going to. Um, I'm not crazy about that, even though I know. Um, you know,
Hmm.
it's. But I'm going to put it back in its lockbox, put it back in my bag of holding, and I'm going to keep it safe and tight. I don't really like having it out, if I don't have to.
Okay. And then for today, because you're waking up and it's about evening time, because you got here real late, kind of slept through the majority of the day. What is your plan for today?
And I'm sorry, map wise, where am I at?
So, doop doop doo, world map. Right. So, Eldoria is where this big E is down here, right? Makes sense.
Mhm.
That's where I put it. So you effectively ran from over here. Not there. Hold on. No snap to center. You ran from like over here in this
Uh-huh.
area. You ran from here. You are at this point because you sprinted dead on for so long.
Mhm.
You're about like here-ish. You ran really far, really fast. You were empowered by this book. So you're like
God
over here.
damn.
Like you straight booked it.
Yes, sir.
So you
It
know
took us
based
like
on
20 sections to get there.
yeah, you know based on where you are, that you're in the Zephylax Empire. It's very
Mhm.
not Fey-like here. You
Mhm.
recognize just the general kind of landscape and the environments a little bit. You
Mhm.
know that far enough to the south and central is Eldoria.
Uh-huh.
Eventually, if you were to run far enough west, you would hit the Twilight Lands. You also know there's spooky, unknown places up here in Vasquet,
Uh-huh.
and then back towards the Principality of Fae. So,
Okay. Okay. Um yeah, I mean, that's I think where what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to get my bearings and
okay.
figure out how I'm going to
And the tavern
uh
people also tell you that's kind of where you are. So,
yeah. Um okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to get an
okay,
idea of where my bearings are and
cool.
where I'm going to go from here.
Okay,
And I think right now, I am going to manage my spells.
okay,
But
cool.
'cause yeah.
Well,
So I was gonna I'm gonna like yeah, manage my spells and take care of that and just
okay,
kind of do my normal morning ritual
okay. All right,
while I do that.
all right.
Yeah. While
Um,
I'm still trying to
yeah,
get an idea of where I am in conjunction to everybody else.
okay, cool.
Mhm.
So while you're doing that, I will flick back over to the other folks. So, you guys eventually, after a little bit of travel, make your way through Low Grove, down through Fruit Avenue, all the way to the gate of Fort de Pouvoir. Um, and as you arrive, there are some folks kind of standing guard, and they look at you. Can we assist you in some way?
We have an audience with the speaker, Valshun.
Are they expecting you?
I,
Tell
I
them that Wintermoon sent us.
Oh, well, if Miss Moon sent you, um, you then I guess you are probably to be expected. Um, give me give me just a moment. They go in. They're gone for about 5-ish minutes. They come back like, well, um, Valshun is definitely here. They're currently finishing something up in their office, but you are more than welcome to wait in the. He calls it a lair, we call it a foyer. It just kind of depends on the day. But
He called it a layer.
you're more than happy to wait there. There's comfortable seating and chairs. There are also other people in there, so feel free. And he kind of escorts you into this space. And you guys are escorted here. I don't know if you can see this or not, Rel, so I will bring you over here. You can see it?
Yeah.
Cool. Good. So you guys are brought in here. You see in... I'm going to take the grid off this map. I don't like the grid. It does need to be here. Bam. Better without a grid. You guys see in this space, there is everything that you can see. There are a bunch of just random people kind of walking around. Looks like there's some guards. These two are guards. These two are guards. There's a few other folks just kind of standing around talking, enjoying the space. This looks like a gathering space within the fort. It looks like this is more of like a public gathering foyer kind of place where people were either waiting to get the audience with Valshun, or maybe they work here in the fort, or they're just kind of wealthy and have nothing else to do, so they are just kind of passing time here. But as you guys kind of wait and kind of just explore the space a little bit, is there anything in particular that you guys wish to do in this space in the meantime?
Just Marin was just kind of spotting, checking out the location, and then take a look at all three of us, and looking at his companion, be like, as some people that, sorry, consider that we are gonna go see someone who's running a city. We are really not dressed like it.
How was one supposed to dress to meet the mayor of a city? Are you not supposed to show them cool
not
and
dusty or bloody.
powerful you are?
Well, we're doing, I think, more
The
of
blood is an intimidation method.
Exactly. I think we're doing a bit of a dirtier job, Marin. So I think he wouldn't be necessarily opposed to how we're dressed.
Right.
I do not have other clothes on me. Do you have a solution to this problem?
Exactly.
No, I
problem?
don't really care about this one, but just moving forward.
Should we have like a fancy clothes set? You think that's a good idea? I don't think that's a bad idea.
Consider that it feels like we're gonna be seeing more and more important people moving forward. Just
Are you saying that every time you meet someone important, you need new clothes?
You probably just want to clean things up a little bit, and don't look too, covering blood.
I mean, where would we keep the new clothes? It's like, we don't have a
In
cart
the portable
anymore.
hall. We have the portable hall. That's
Oh,
The
you're
portable
so
hall is
right,
a slimy
Gene.
basement that
Oh,
has a bunch of
slimy?
random shit in it.
Are you saying that you do not put clothes in your slimy basement?
I mean, they have toxic mushrooms in there, Gene.
They have toxic
could-
mushroom, weird ass potions, and we blew up a
we-
mimicking there at one point.
True. Very true.
We can just put it in like a bag and then put the bag of clothes in the hall. Oh, I can carry them. I can carry like lots of different clothes if we needed to. I am very strong.
I think we just need new clothes. I think you're really onto something, Marin. We have not changed like a single time in our lives.
We're still wearing the same cartoon outfit that we wore for 3 seasons. Is this a problem we need to go deal with now, or is this something for later?
I mean, I was checking out the portable hall yesterday to see the stuff, to do some organization, and looks like we have a good chunk of stuff to sell. We found them along the way, and I feel like we all need some gold moving forward.
My entire life savings right now is 28 gold.
That's
Which
38.
will be able to buy us some clothes, but not much else after that.
Why do I have so much more money than you?
Why do you have so much more money than me, Gene?
I do not
That's a
know.
great question.
I know I don't have out of character. I know I don't have money because I pay for the portable hole. I don't remember what either of you pay for.
Oh, did Emmerich pay for the cart? Because I could see that.
Uh-huh.
I could
bet
see.
did.
I could
I
see
love
Emmerich paying
that
for the
cart.
cart.
We need to get that cart back.
Good luck. Good luck.
Good luck.
The dragon is guarding it with its life.
As you guys are standing here, where are you guys standing in this room? Let me ask you that.
We just stop in the doorway.
But yeah, I think we're just in the doorway. Just
Let's
no,
go
we're.
some chairs over here.
Yeah.
All right. So as you guys are kind of standing around, you see coming in from this door up here above you, there is a person standing there, and they hear the locks kind of unclasp, and they very hurriedly get out the way and go over to this table over here and kind of look towards the door reverently. And you see walking out the door first, you see this very tall, athletic, dark elf woman with a glaive taller than she is. You see that she has these robes and these dark black purplish leather pants on, and she walks through the door first. And everyone kind of looks and stands at attention and looks directly at her and nods. And what looks to be, Jean, you kind of recognize it as almost like a militaristic salute in a way, but not the traditional hand to forehead kind of salute. They all kind of stand in like quarter bow to this person walking through the door. And as she walks through the door, she goes over to this table, and this person scoots on over here, and they turn and stand at attention themselves. As then walking through the door after her, you see this 6-foot-ish, red-skinned, horned, cyan-eyed, with a goatee and longer ears creature walking through. This is what you see as far as, I don't know if you can see that or not. Hold these. All players. Save. Bam. Can you see that person? That's who walks.
Damn.
That's who walks through the door after them.
Damn, dude.
And everyone then continues their standing at attention, and including the person who walked through first, salutes this red-skinned person. And they look around, and they said, friends, sit, be at ease. Welcome to my foyer. And they kind of do the waving their arm kind of thing and kind of bow down like they are a showman, taking a bow for welcoming you to their show. And they see you directly across the way, and he snaps to the person who walked before him and points to the three of you and says, bring them to me. And she nods, says, as you wish. This person appears in front of you all. This person looks at you all and says, Valshun requests an audience. Please follow.
I thought we requested an audience with him.
No, I think he definitely requested an audience with us.
He wishes to see you
thank
now.
you.
And
Okay.
she marches this way, expecting you to follow her.
I think I'm like definitely feeling the militaristic vibe, and Jean is doing a little bit of resorting to initial training, factory settings kind of vibe here.
Definitely not for Marin. He definitely walk like just somebody from the street, lack of better term.
As you kind of walk behind this dark elf woman, you see the tip of this glaive has this weird black kind of aura coming from it. And you all three know immediately this is a very powerful, very magical weapon of death, basically. You know that it could take a life very quickly, especially in the right hands. As you all pull up here, you see that they kind of stand aside over here, and there are some chairs they're not on the map, but there are some chairs, and they basically wish for you to sit. Well, thank you for whoa, thank you for, you know, joining me.
Wait, am I supposed to be here?
Yes, you were very
Okay.
close.
Whoopsie.
You encroached on their space very quickly. Welcome. Welcome to Fort de Pouvoir. Welcome to my home. Welcome to my city. Thank you for answering my request for your attention. I do appreciate it ever so much.
Of course, thank you.
I, as you probably have gathered, am Valshun, leader of Aldoria. Would you be so kind as to introduce yourselves? Oh, this. They point to the dark elf sitting with you. This is my right hand. Without her, I would be lost. Without her, the town would be, shall we say, unruly and in very much disorder. This is Vlar Tesarin, also known as the Velvet Knife. She nods. But you three are? I know your names, but for formalities, of course.
We are the inevitable doom.
Yes. Thank you.
And my name is Imric Melodian, the resident sorcerer spellcaster.
Excellent.
Go
These are
here.
my companions.
Excellent. Nice to meet you. And you.
Marin, what's up?
He kind of looks taken aback for a split second. Goes, "Welcome." Doesn't really know how to respond. Just a quick "What's up?" Just like, "Welcome." Like, oh, we're being casual now, are we? Okay. So, I heard from Sandor that you're in search of a tome, one that I am also equally in search of.
That is true, yeah.
I take it Sandor sent you to me to inquire about additional assistance to help us both in the long run.
That is
We-
also very true.
Well, if you didn't already know, through talking to Warren and through talking to Wintermoon, I did send out someone, through their connections, of course, with Wintermoon and Warren Nagel, to find said tome. And I believe that there was a hurdle that was met. But I have it on good authority that they are closing in on the tome as we speak and should be arriving to its location, and the blue gem that's sitting on their forehead kind of glows, and you see that Valshun kind of puts both fingers to both temples and kind of closes their eyes for a second. In 3, 2, 1. Rel, I need you to make for me a perception check, please. Kick over to you. So you don't immediately see it as you're kind of engulfed in your morning ritual, getting your spells and your daily stuff. We'll say you're still in here, ready. And you don't see it or hear it until the door behind you opens and closes very quickly. And you see standing in front of you this small woman who had previously attacked you with her compatriot who you and your party had slaughtered.
That bitch. Okay.
You hear the door and it locks, and now it is you and this woman in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
She says, "Listen, if I wanted to kill you, you'd be dead. Relax. I'm not here for that. I'm just here for the book. And if you don't want to release it, you can either come with me, or I can kill you for it. That's kind of where this is going. You got 3 options. You give me the book, you come with me and the book, or you die and I take the book anyway." And you see that she's got her hand at her hip, where you know her very poisoned dagger to be. You also know that if she wanted to assassinate you, she probably could have, based on how quickly she got in.
Mm-hmm.
But she doesn't look like she's going to make an aggressive move. She's kind of put the ball in your court.
There's always a fourth option.
I mean, technically, I guess, yes, there could be, but what is this fourth option as you hear the grip around the leather-wrapped hilt of her dagger kind of tighten?
Um, it was nice knowing you guys, by the way. It I am going to hold on for 1 second. Where is it? Everything got moved.
That is true. Everything
Um,
did get moved on the update. So,
I am going to close my eyes and cast my necrotic shroud.
okay.
And she has to make a DC 13 saving throw or become frightened.
What kind of saving throw?
Charisma.
DC 13?
Yes, please botch it, please botch it, please botch it, please botch it.
I did not botch it. They passed.
Motherfucker!
They kind of look at you and like, I believe you've tried that once before, and it worked, but you can't fool me with the same trick twice. And you see the dagger kind of pull out a little bit more, and some poison is kind of just dripping down the side now. You still have the option of the easy way.
I need to make my own path. I'm not coming with you.
Let me ask you this, because I don't really want to kill you today if I don't have to, because then I have to explain to Fred and Jean out there why there's a dead body in here, and then I have to pay for the cleanup, and that's a real pain. It cuts into my earnings. What exactly is your path that you're speaking of? Maybe we can work something out. 'Cause I'm not in a killing mood if I don't have to be. What's your path? What's your choice?
I need- Before this book gets into anybody else's hands, I need answers from it. I need to figure out how I can get those answers, and I don't trust your boss with this book.
Oh, well, that's easy enough. I don't trust my boss either. He just pays me. That's why he's my boss. You think I trust the people I work for? No, that would be stupid and naive. I don't do that. Who would do that? Don't ever trust those that pay you.
Well, I'm glad we're in that agreement.
Here's the thing. From what I've been told about this book, he only needs one section of the book. There's plenty other parts of this book, from what I gather, that are of no use to them. They need one particular thing from this book, and after that, they're going to be done with it. So, why don't we do this? Why don't we make a temporary accord where we travel together, we go visit them. He's a very cordial person. He's not one for violence if violence can be avoided.
Oh, I know who your boss is, and I know what he's capable of.
Oh, who do you think my boss is?
I think he's a horny red devil, is what I think he is.
Oh no, that's not who employed me. Maybe
Oh.
maybe it's my boss's boss. I don't know, but that's not who employed me. I know of who you speak, but I don't work directly for them. No.
Oh, and who is your boss then? I'm willing to participate if you're willing to.
All I can say is they have a really cool hat and very cat-like reflexes, if you get my drift.
Oh, yeah, the one that's named after the pony. Yeah. Winter Moon?
That's a pony? Looks very confused.
Anyway. Everybody's after this damn book. And I want to be rid of it, but I don't trust anybody with it, and I want it protected, is really what I want.
That's fair. What do you need from other than answers? What are you looking for answers about? Maybe I know somebody who can feel free to not give me all the details, but a vague, you know, a vague idea of what you're looking for, and maybe I know somebody who can help with that.
I apparently have a history with this book that I'm not aware of.
Oh, do you have
And
like?
I'd like to figure out what that is.
How do you feel about people reading your memories? If uncomfortable, I get it. I don't like it. But I know somebody that can.
That I'm willing to work with.
Okay.
And in return, how about this? I may not give the book to your boss, but how about I copy the pages that they need?
I don't know if it works that way, but as long as they're able to just read what they need to read, I'm sure even if it's in your possession under your protection, if you open it to whatever they need to read, I'm sure that could be made to be a reasonable accord.
Okay, do I know over the table, do I know how in cahoots Winter Moon is with Valshun?
You don't. You guys never went down that line of questioning. All you know is that Wintermoon and Warren Knackle know of them, and that Warren has done work for
Oh,
Valshun before.
oh yeah.
Warren's done work for Valshun before when
Mhm.
being implored to make teleportation circles inside and outside of the city, and you
Uh-huh.
know that Warren reports directly to Wintermoon. So putting two and two together, you imagine that there's likely
Mhm.
some sort of co-working connection there, but
Mhm.
you and your group didn't specifically press on what that might be.
Okay. All right. Well, how about this? Did I get my long rest in yet?
Oh yeah, yeah. This is after you've woken up and done your morning stuff,
Oh,
changed
that's
all
right.
your
Okay.
spells, done all that stuff. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. Um, and how much, just out of curiosity, how much did Cat Lady pay you?
Well, typically we don't discuss our fees with outsiders, but since it seems that you and I have come to an accord as they
Mm.
kind of push their dagger back into the hilt and release it, um, the initial fee for obtaining just the book without anyone else, alive or dead, was 350 gold pieces.
Mhm.
Obtaining the book with the four of you alive was 700 gold pieces, and obtaining the book with all of your heads was 900 gold pieces. So, you know. It's really wanted, it seems. It seems you are
Mm.
also very, needed people. Now, if you come back of your own accord, I imagine the price on your head would probably be removed, or at
Mhm.
least, you know, forgiven for now. Because, I mean, if you're coming of your own accord to work in conjunction, then I see no reason to have a hostile work environment.
Um, I know that, this is a little bit of a lowball offer, but I'm one person.
Mm.
How about I give you 3 platinum pieces to forget her offer and come and help me?
So here's the thing. That's a very low ball offer. You are correct. That is a tenth of what I was going to get just to get the book from you. So,
Well, I mean, I'm also one person and I'm
correct,
of
correct,
limited means.
correct. Well, I respect that. I do respect the hustle. I do. Um, so, if I was to betray my own allegiances, I would be cast out and no longer be able
Hmm.
to have work. So this kind of puts me in a position where I don't want to give up my career if I don't need to. I'm not
Mhm.
quite set up yet for the. If I had more than enough money to be set up,
Mhm.
then I would consider it. But seeing as I'm not yet quite there, I don't have enough for retirement put away. I unfortunately cannot accept your offer.
I figured it was worth a shot.
Hey, kudos.
Um, Also, over the table, I never necrotic shrouded her.
Okay.
So she never saw that game. But
That's fair.
but
Well, the whole
um
being afraid of you, I
yeah,
think she was afraid of she failed a fear safe for somebody. So
yeah.
either way.
Either way. Um and I'm sure you, and while I understand your threat and you know, I understand, you know, we're trying to do this amicably, but you also are aware of what I can do. So you don't think that I'm just being strong-armed here.
No.
Um, I'm more than willing to come to whomever it is, but let's be honest, I'm not comfortable because I'm pretty sure that your boss is working for the person who I'm trying to avoid. And I'd like to avoid all of them as much as humanly possible.
That's fair. That's very valid. I can respect that. They hold up their finger. Hold on, please. I'm getting a message. I'm gonna go, uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, I just received a message asking if I had found you, and if I found you, if I have the book, and if I have, are you willing to come in? Are you alive, dead, or have you escaped again? I'm willing to tell them that I've located the book and you're willing to meet just in a neutral site, not with the higher ups, if that seems acceptable to you.
I think that's amenable for now. And I'm going to do a perception check.
Sure.
I mean, she seems above the table,
Yep. Go ahead
but
and roll, or insight, whichever one you want.
my insight's better.
There you go.
So,
Seems very above the board, amenable, like what they're saying seems to be accurate. Um, they do look a little tired, a little run down and ragged, like they have been chasing you and tracking you on foot, and you went really far, and they'd sprinted away from your party before. So not only did they fight, almost die, escape, lost a partner, haven't really slept in a few days, and the more you look at it, they have deep black bags under their eyes, so they look very tired and like they just want to be done with this job. So,
okay. All right. Well, how about this? You seem like you could use some rest. I You have my word. I will not try anything if you need a night's rest. Because I know you could take me even in your current state. Let's just.
yeah, yeah, I could. I'm very good at my job.
I know you are, but you also know that I took your friend out.
Well, they were weak. That's why they died.
Yeah.
So either way, I get their portion. It's fine. That's how it
But you,
goes.
but having you at full strength also benefits me in my protection because I have something that you need, and you won't get it if I'm dead because it's well hidden.
Fair enough. All right. Hold, please. And they respond back to the message they got in their head, saying that you are amenable to come in on the grounds of meeting with a independent mediator on a neutral ground, not in the middle of the city. And then they kind of wait for a second. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Um, so they accepted the offer, and they said they would like us to be there in a few days, as quickly as we can. So, if you're really open to hanging here while I rest, I can transport us back there fairly quickly once I've rested, um, and neither one of us has to expend any large resources. So, I also
I
imagine you probably wish to take additional rest as well, since you've been traveling very far. very fast. So
I mean, I I I can go a little bit more, but again, I know that you at full strength is better. It's better to protection for me than it is because
great.
it doesn't hurt me either way. I mean, technically, it's easier for me right now.
Okay. Well, in that case, they reach out their hand to shake yours. I believe full introductions are in order. Um, my name is Alyssa, aka the Veiled Scorpion, and I'm going to bed.
Okay. And then I shake her hand and I go, "My name is Rel, aka the Blighted Moth." And as I'm taking my hand away from her, you see like strings of ichor like clinging to her, like a venom symbiote uh clinging to her hand, and then like retracting and hitting my hand. And then my eyes black over again very quickly.
Well, that's really cool. I'm here for that. All right. She yells out the door. John, I'm going to bed. Bring me some breakfast when I'm awake. And she just dips around you and jumps into bed, and goes to sleep.
Mhm.
So, and then you'll have the rest of until she wakes up. She's only gonna sleep for about 4 hours, as she looks kind of humanoid, kind of elf-ish in a way,
Mhm.
but she's gonna basically sleep for 4 hours. So for the next 4 hours, you can do whatever it is that you need to do.
Mhm.
Um, so I'm gonna kick back over to the other three. So you see, the three of you see as Valshun says, right about now. Um, they kind of wait for a second. Then you hear the other side of this conversation, where Valshun asks if they have found the book, the party, or if they're alive, if they're dead. All the things I had mentioned before. And then they get a message back, and he says, interesting. Wants an independent mediator in a neutral ground. Not here. Well, I believe I have the perfect group for that. Excellent. I will send them back to you, and you can send them where they need to go. He looks up at the three of you. Well, um, that was Warren. He said that he managed to get a hold of the assassin that we had sent. They
Inside check.
go ahead.
$23.
Seems right. Seems like he was talking
Okay.
to some. Seems like he was talking to Warren. You heard what he was saying. So I mean, nothing to disbelieve. But from what Warren tells me, based on the conversation that he's having with them right now, they are hesitant to meet as they are trying to not be here, it sounds like. So, they did agree, however, to bring the tome and themselves to a neutral ground to be met by an independent party that is not me or those who work under me directly. So it looks like I have a new task for you three, if you're willing to accept it. And I kind of assume you are since you came here from Sandor.
We come here really just for the book because our boss sent us to get a book, and whatever we need to do to get it, it's our task.
Well,
With a little bit extra paycheck, if that works.
I mean, I can pay you if you need. If that's what will help sweeten the deal, then yes, I'll happily pay you. He snaps his
Wow.
fingers, and somebody walks out from the back, and says, "How's 300 gold pieces sound? Sound fair?"
Okay. 300 gold pieces for a very powerful, magical tome that you sound like you are very in desperate need of.
Marin stood up, took a bow at the guy at Velshun, and be like, "How can we serve you, sir?
Okay.
Sorry, what'd you say?
How can we serve you?"
Oh. I am
guess-
not opposed to 300 gold, but I am wondering if perhaps you know any blacksmiths who would be willing to give me some plate armor, because that's all I really want right now. Is plate armor.
Oh, is that all?
No, we want the 300 gold too.
I mean,
We want both.
they would probably be mad at me if I took all of the reward, but that's all what I'm saving up my money for. So if you could save the middleman of savings, then
Can I want to telepathically tell Merritt, like, Merritt, I think we can do a lot better than 300 gold here.
It's fine. I mean, you guys are free to bargain. I'm not gonna say no to what we got offer.
Well, no, because the thing is, Merritt, you already said yes, so now it's like you need to be the one to bargain. You see what I mean?
Okay, I mean, since there wasn't too much conversation, can we like what is he? Did he say anything after I say what do you how can we serve you?
Well, all I need you to do is meet the assassin in a independent town, not Eldoria. Meet with the current host of the tome, and ideally obtain the entire tome for me. But if not, there's merely a section that I need. And you can either... Do any of you have the ability to write in Ancient Infernal and Archaic Draconic?
how similar is Ancient Infernal to Modern Infernal?
He goes over and grabs a book of... So think of like Old English versus modern
Oh
English,
yeah, I mean,
right?
like
Yeah,
out of
like,
character.
yeah,
I'm with you
yeah,
conceptually.
yes.
I don't think Jean is.
Yeah. So he goes and gets a book written in common, right? And he goes kind of similar to like this, and he flips through some stuff, and you see what is effectively like Shakespearean English versus modern day English, kind of like this.
Oh, we're talking like Shakespearean to modern. I mean, like you can make me roll for it, but I think Jean could figure out Shakespearean Infernal.
I look at Imric, and Marin look at Imric and be like, you you can understand this, knowing that Imric has comprehends language.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like,
So
with
you can,
comprehend languages, could I do it, or at least help Jean to like
Yeah.
do it perfectly?
you could definitely assist her, Jean. Let's say you do a history check at advantage with the assistance of Imric. Either you can both roll it, Imric and Genevieve, or Genevieve can roll it at advantage.
I know what you're.
What would it be? It would be history.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
My history is not great.
I'm pretty decent at history. Could I get the advantage if
Sure.
Jean helps?
Yeah, because you
If
have...
anyone in this group has bonus, you are probably the only one.
Oh, I have exhaustion, so I'm actually not amazing at history. But I'm still like okay at it.
Okay.
I'll do it. I can do
Okay.
it. Don't worry. We're fine.
I stand by. Jean has full confidence in her ability to
You can both,
figure this out.
You can both roll history.
Okay. Marin, can you give me guidance?
Sure, go for it. I was like, yeah, you can understand this.
Hey, are we
Tapping on your
doing
shoulder.
this? Are we doing this right now?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay,
Well,
with
just
advan-
this is to figure out if you could do it.
Oh.
Is what I'm
Like,
saying.
if it's possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
With advantage.
All right. So with it not advantage if we're both doing one.
Yeah, both of you just do one. Genevieve, you have
Alright.
guidance, and Imric, you're at disadvantage because you're exhausted. So, 16.
Are we? The new exhaustion just gives me the -2.
Correct.
Do I still roll at
Do
disadvantage?
you
No, you
benefit
just-
from
you just roll
the
normal.
aura?
Okay.
Extra saves.
-2
Oh,
to
damn
17.
it! You still got better than me.
Well, he has -2, so you guys tied.
We died. We're like, yeah, we're
we
so good at
died.
this.
You feel
pretty-
that you could confidently figure out the flourishes and some of the old flavorings for Ancient Infernal if you can speak it and write it.
Oh yeah,
We got this, man.
we got this.
I stand by my confidence that I think my current understanding of Inferno would be enough, especially with the help of my compatriot.
We can definitely do that. For you said you 300 platinum, right? 300 platinum coins.
That's not what I said. But you can go ahead and roll persuasion to see.
I'm,
How about 200 in plate?
I will pretend to be offended by the low offer, but I don't care too much. That's 13.
He
Oh,
he
God.
sees what you're doing with his insight. How about this? If you are able to do what I ask and bring me a portion of it or all of it, whichever works easiest, I will give you the plate armor that you so desire. And I will give you 200 platinum.
How about
What? No, do not negotiate. This
how
is
about
good.
wait, 200 platinum? Oh, I thought he said 200 gold. Ooh. How about 150 platinum with enchanted plate armor? This seems like a pretty magical city. You have Warren Knocker Dabber right down the street. I'm sure he can find something or figure it out. I think that's very easy, right?
You see that his smirk kind of fades for a second. And you see all of the people in the room kind of turn and look at you.
Oh.
Says, listen, I didn't become the leader of this town, this city, this home by letting insignificant little worms like yourself try to tell me what I'm going to do. You're going to do what I ask you to do with the offer that I presented to you, or you'll die. Those are your options.
Insignificant little worms. You're coming to us asking us for help. The fuck do you mean insignificant little?
That's out of convenience and respect for a friend, not because I actually need you or wanted you. He asked me for a favor of something I was already doing and said he would send some willing participants my way. Now, do you accept my offer, or are you going to leave empty-handed with the potential of death? And you start to see everyone's swords kind of unsheath just a little bit.
Emmerich, we gotta take the offer, man. This is
Marin
this is
kind
out
of
of
step
character
up.
eyeballs conversation.
Marin kind of just step up. I was like, I'm sorry for my friend's behavior. We are kind of always up for gold diggings and try to make as money as we could. Your offer is what we will take, and we appreciate your generosity. We can go with your assassin to this town that if you have any recommendation, we're happy to make our way there and complete the task that you asked for.
Excellent. I knew that we could come to an accord. I'm very glad that we came to a agreement. Let me write some things down for you and provide some things that you're going to need, and then you can be on your way. Sound great? Good. and they disappear back this way for a few moments.
As he walk out, in the head of Imric and Jin, they heard, they are so gonna kill this guy at some point.
Did you hear what he fucking called us, Marin? He called us insignificant worms. That is not who we are, Marin.
Marin, can I respond in your head with just the concept of a murderous grin? That's what my response.
You send me an emoji. Is that what you just say?
Yeah. Yes. I would like to send you an emoji. Is that okay?
I don't.
Sure. I don't know how to send that. I don't know if that's how telepathic works, but sure.
I don't.
All
think
of
we
you
need
make
to
perception
kill him.
checks for me, please.
Oh, perfect.
Okay. Wow. The
15.
first roll of every session for me in the past like 3 sessions has been natural one.
Okay. 17, 9, and a 2. So, Imric, in your general just pissed offness, what languages do you speak, sir?
Deep speech, giant, and primordial.
Okay. You start hearing this. Well, one, you hear things getting thrown around the room, and you see bright flashing lights underneath the door and like through the gaps in the door frame, almost like things are burning, things are on fire, and just some things that are fire and all kinds of shit. And then you hear some chanting. And then you hear some conversation in a language that you don't understand. Do you point out that this man is saying things, or do you just kind of let it go?
I don't think I'd necessarily point it out. Can I use comprehend languages? It's only an action.
No, that does
Cool.
not. That only works on reading and things that you would
Oh,
physically get.
okay.
Yeah,
Then.
but
I
you
don't-
can hear him talking, like decent. Like if you were
What-
to listen, you could hear words, but you don't know what the words say because they're in a language you don't speak.
No, I don't think I'd necessarily point that out.
Okay.
Just chilling.
All right. Well,
What he said he's gonna go back. What did he say he was going back?
he's gonna go and get the things that you need. But he also went back, and it sounded like he threw a hissy fit in his office. Shit got thrown everywhere. You heard what sounded like
Yeah.
things burning. You can smell some burning, and you heard some chanting, like ritualistic chanting. And now you're hearing
Okay.
what sounds like a conversation
what?
in a language you don't understand.
Maybe-
Yeah.
Maybe I would be like, damn, he's real angry. As he should be. Fuck him. I'd say that to like Merritt and point at the Angie.
What languages do you two speak? I forget.
Gnomish, Elvish, and Druidic.
Okay.
Giant and infernal.
Genevieve, you understand what he's saying if you listen close enough. It's in Infernal. And you hear that he's pissed, right? And he's like, I thought you told me that you were going to send me some competent folks. I thought you said that the deal was that you gave me this power, that I utilized it, that I could keep living, that I only had the inability to leave this stupid fucking town, that I had to keep trying to extend my life by being stuck in this damn plane that I don't want to be in. I don't want to be here. I'm stuck, bound because of your God's forsaken power that has made me as powerful as I am. Now I have to listen to these stupid worms of creatures that think they're better than everybody else? Absolutely not. The chance that I get once I'm released from this, when I'm released from this pact, I swear to you, I'm gonna use your own power against you, and I'm coming to the Hells to murder you. So, release me or release them. I don't care. Get me what I need to have them get me the book so I can free myself from your stupid contract, because I'm done. And then kind of goes quiet for a minute, and the door opens, and you see that this really cool overcoat that he's been wearing, he kind of like walks out the door and pulls his lapels down, and cinders of flame just kind of fly off of his jacket in general. And he comes out.
I
And
feel like this is like when you hear your mom like yelling on the phone in the other room, and then they come back and they're like, "How are you, sweetie?" And you're like,
exactly.
what?
Exactly. And you see as he comes out, he kind of like takes one hand, super greasy and oily, like, and like wipes the one side of his head up, and like pushes his hair directly back between his horns, real like villain-esque. Well, here's what you need. And he comes out and he hands you guys a little instruction manual that he has, with a couple pieces of very expensive vellum that is hyper magical. You can tell just by looking at it, even without any type of arcana check. Imric, you see this as probably some of the most magical spell scroll creation material that you've ever seen. They also hand you a quill. He says, the quill has enough ink to write the 6 pages that I need. You don't, but you can kind of figure out just by what he says, Genevieve, between power, contracts, pacts, that Valshun has a warlock pact with somebody.
Okay, yeah, that's what I wanted. Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you.
there's
I just wanted to confirm that I
Yeah.
in character understood that as much as out of
Yes.
character I understood that.
Yeah,
That's it.
They didn't call them out by name. You heard everything that I said, but you kind of got the gist that he gets power from someone, and now he's stuck. He kind of sounds like he got the shaft of this deal. But yes, the pages that I need start from what I remember, because I've only seen it once, and the book was stolen before I could finish it. He writes out a few different archaic infernal runes that, as you're kind of looking at them, Imric and Genevieve, between your comprehend languages and your natural ability to read and understand infernal, it is basically a recipe for immortality. So you have that. That's what you're looking for in the tome.
What are you doing there, Emmerich?
If I remember, it's, I think, a third or half of the way through the book. There's a bunch of other stuff in the beginning about necromancy and all these other things I already know, whatever. But towards the middle-ish area, it's more of like a hypotheses on immortality, which is what I assumed you already know the book is about based on who your current employer is.
Ooh.
So,
You are so excited about it.
but yes, go to the gate, find Warren and Wintermoon. They'll tell you where to go. They'll have you meet up with the person you need to meet with. And hurry, I have a headache now. And he rushes away. You what?
I want to store like everything he just said in the beginnings of the formula.
Mm-hmm.
I want to put that memory into my tome of understanding.
I forgot you had that. Okay.
Perfect.
Alright, just write that
you
down
know
as
what the fuck
write
that
that down
is.
as an actual note so that you and I
Yeah.
both don't forget.
My last one was the first visit to Thursday, but I'm gonna replace that.
So basically, if I recall, the Tome of Understanding allows Imric to place any memory that he has that he has bore witness to into this book, and so that with perfect detail he can read it and always have that exact memory in place until he replaces it with something else. So like it's a piece of vital information that Imric can record that will forever be on there until he replaces it with something else.
Sir.
And then if he forgets what the
Damn.
information was before that, then he forgot what it was, and that's on him. So, but yeah, just like all memories, they kind of fade over time. So, You guys have that information, and he looks over at Vlar and says, walk them directly to Warren and Winter. You need not go in the underground passage, but take them. Make sure they get there. No dilly-dallying, please. She nods, and she kind of taps her glaive, the bottom of it, on the ground twice. And Genevieve, you recognize this as get moving. So, Like-
Maron deliberately just he recognized it, but kind of ignored it, and he just started walking to the door without even looking at the pay attention to the guard. Or
you
whatever.
hear a big
person is.
sigh, just, and then she follows you. 1,500 platinum, and the 200 platinum a plate. Yep, that's what it was.
1,500 random, sure.
No,
Dude,
I was
hell
I was
yeah.
converting it to gold in my head.
Right.
200 platinum, plate armor, just regular plate armor.
Rip the enchantment.
I mean, okay, I really appreciate you going for the enchantment, but like I'm happy to do one step at a time. Like I'm happy to have plate
You
for a
know,
little
worth
bit,
the
and then
try,
we
worth the
get
try.
enchantment at level 10. You know, like I'm happy to just go up
Do you?
one.
Gene, do you have a magical weapon?
No.
Sweet.
Yeah, that would be a good thing
That's
to
the
have.
next priority. We gotta
Yeah,
get
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Alright, so you guys get led out through Eldoria, through the city proper, to where the gate is that leads you underground to the underground tunnels, which takes you back out to the outskirts of Eldoria. So, you guys make it out there. We'll kick back over to the inn with Rel. Also, just in case you wondered, the name of this inn that you're currently at, Rel, is called the Clean Glass Inn. And all of their glassware is very, very clean. So, makes sense.
I was going to say I'm going to check. I'm going to inspect every single glass.
Every glass, there's no reflection, it's so clean. You look at it and you're just staring straight through like you're staring through crystalline waters.
Wow.
Super. There's not
Like-
much else Fred and John got going on during the day, so they just clean their glassware a lot. It's very clean.
Yeah. And just stare menacingly at everybody.
Yeah. Have you
Yeah.
seen John's face? Look at this guy. He's very menacing, cleaning his ale. And then this is Fred here, just carrying stuff with his mustache.
Well, you know.
Well, his mustache is so strong it can carry things.
It is. It's what gives him the stuff. All right, we'll put you out here so that I know that you decide to go about your way. You
Okay.
left Spatchcock von Mothface with Alyssa the Veiled Scorpion. She's currently sleeping. And you asked about a library and/or bookstore and/or general stores from Fred and John, correct? So they kind of point you a direction. It's about an hour and a half north. They say there's just a little trading town. It's not got much. It's got a small little trading post. It's got a few houses and a couple farmsteads. There's only about 15 people that live there. But there are traders that come through pretty frequently because it's not necessarily off the main road. But if you're going north, you can see a sign that points. It's like a mile off the main road, more west. So you can get there about an hour and a half. And as you arrive at the trading post, it really is just that. It's a small little general store that has some farming implements. It has some dry herbs, dry traveling rations, things like that. Some daggers, some arrows, some bows. General, like, adventuring and hunting gear. A couple shields here or there, and like one set of studded leather armor. That's like their pride and joy. And then they have other materials. They have some spellcasting components, like the very simple ones. They have some papers, some quills. They have a few like children's storybooks. They have a few blank journals. They have pet feed and animal feed, and then they have a few other like birds and other little animals that are also for sale. So it's a pretty lively little trading post. But the shop itself is probably maybe only 20 by 20 feet. So it's not huge, but it's sizable for this little place it's at. So
Yeah, I'm just gonna grab a new journal. I need a new journal and some fresh ink and quills and everything like that to update everything I've been doing.
Yep. So you
And
can
some new spell components.
you can get all the the basic spell components that you would need that don't really have a gold cost associated with them. So
Mhm.
you can replace that. You can any like small farming implements you need. You can get the ink and some paper, and then there's they have 3 blank journals. They're all kind of bound in different colored leather. One of them looks like it's a straight cowhide, black and
Mhm.
white spotted. There's one that looks like it's bound in fox fur, and then there is another one that looks like it is just brown dyed leather that
Mhm.
looks like it's open to be dyed other colors if need be, and they do have different dyes and different things here, different colored pencils and things like that too. Some small little
Yeah.
art supplies.
Um, I guess because I'm kind of feeling nostalgic for Ick and all of her shenanigans, I'm gonna get the dyeable one and get some art supplies and.
All right. So you acquire all of the items that you are looking to acquire, and
Mhm.
then do you head back to the Clean Glass Inn?
Yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna. I don't want to. I know that she will probably not be asleep long, and I don't want to rock that boat at any.
Okay. You get back, and now it's been about 3 hours. So
Mhm.
she did say that she was probably only gonna have to sleep about 4 hours ish, since
Mhm.
she is pretty resilient as far as recovery time goes. So you have about an hour ish of free time, and you have Spatchcock von Mothface keeping an eye on her anyway. So, and if anything was to happen, you could be alerted fairly quickly.
Yeah.
So,
So I am going to just sit outside near a tree, and I am going to, do some journaling, and I'm going to, do some just creative journaling work. And actually, while I'm doing it, I'm gonna, think about Ick as well as like, the aunties, I guess. And I don't know if there's any way that I can communicate with them, but just I just want them to know that, have her best interest at heart, and I would like to, if they could help me in any way with my current situation, I would appreciate it.
um, do you have any spells that would give you that ability?
I don't think
You
I have an.
you do. So I'm looking, and I had to remember because I thought I had this on my druid. You do
Mhm.
have a 4th level spell that you could do it with.
Okay.
Um, you have the divination spell that you can prepare. Uh,
Okay.
so you got a long rest in there anyway. So you can cast it as a ritual. It is a ritual spell. So if you want to do that while communing with nature, I added the spell into your thing. So if you go to your 4th levels, you can see that it's divination. So
Hmm.
I will let you, if you wish to utilize the spell, you got the incenses and stuff. You have stuff on you, being the components that you've had on you your whole adventure so far.
Okay.
You can basically you can try to reach gods or God's servant, which based on what Ick has told you, the
Hmm.
aunties are super powerful, and you don't know exactly what their deal is, but they can influence people's lives. So, you have the ability to ask one question about a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within the next 7 days. So,
Okay. Um, I am going to, I guess. Well, I guess I'll cast that ritual,
uh-huh.
and I'm trying to think of the best way to word this question. Um, what is the best way to help protect them from what's going on? And actually, no, how can I protect the book? Is really what me and the book.
So you're asking how best to protect yourself and the book together?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Because I ain't parting with it.
Okay. So you sit out as you're kind of creatively journaling and thinking about it. It kind of spurs on you that you have the ability to commune with nature in such a way to try to reach out to the divine, right? So as you're kind of thinking and focusing, channeling your thoughts and feelings through Ick to try and reach to her aunties, um, you ask the best way to protect you and the book as you don't wish to part with it.
Mhm. Mhm.
So you get this you get more so this image in your head, and as you kind of open your eyes, the images in your head is now in front of you on the ground. The ground in front of you has kind of shaped itself into just this natural like divot in the earth, which kind of looks like a bowl, like somebody would throw dice into and things like that, like if you're trying to play dice in the street. But into it, you see a small squirrel kind of crawls in and just kind of falls into bone. Just immediately disapparates into just their skeletal remains. And as you're kind of staring at this, you get this vibe, almost like you're looking at an oracle using augury to tell you good things and bad things that can happen. And as you kind of look more and more, you a skull and a crossbones kind of appear with the remains of the skeletal squirrel. And you hear a voice in your head, and all it says is, "Join those that search the book to release the owner from his pact, and you won't have to part with the book." And then you kind of come back to, and the bones have reformed back into a squirrel and kind of ran off.
Okay. All right. Groovy. Okay.
A little bit of time goes by, and you see that Alyssa actually walks out a little sooner than you'd expect her to wake up. Like, Mothi had alerted you to her stirring, and she had walked out the door kind of looking for you in a hurry, and John and Fred covered for you and said that you were just sitting outside kind of taking in the weather. And you see her come sprinting out the door, and then you see a kind of weight lifts off her shoulder. She exhales like, oh, okay. Did not run away. Um,
I keep my word.
I appreciate that, I do. Um, well, I got a message
Okay.
to say that the group is willing to meet. They're sending someone to meet us. And they sent me directions on where to go if you're still up for that. It's not inside of Eldoria, it's not with my boss or their boss, it's with an independent party, it sounds like. Worst comes to worst, I have your back, like I said, and if we are immediately attacked, I have your 6. I will protect you until we can escape, and then if we have to replan, we will. But until my obligation that I have made to you is complete, then I'm kind of at your beck and call for now.
Okay. That sounds agreeable.
All right, well,
I would like to get out of this with as little bloodshed as possible. And, Rel knows she is not the fighter of the group. So she's just trying to
excellent. Well, let me eat first, and then
Sure.
we can go
Take your
about our business. So
take your time. You do what you need to do.
cool. She walks over to the bar. Rewinding by about 15 minutes in world time, you guys arrive. Now we're jumping in time, back, forth, back, left, right, everywhere. You guys,
In time.
All good.
you guys make it outside to the camp where Winter and Warren are. And Warren says, "So I got the message. I heard that you're going to meet them. Luckily, I know where they are. I know where they're going. I know what to do. I can send you there, but you have to be willing to travel very quickly, and you'll probably get travel sick. So,
Oh,
How sick is travel sick?
have you ever vomited
Like-
and pooped at the same time? Because that's sick.
Oh, that as long as it is not like incapacitated.
Oh,
that's-
no, you're just gonna feel really sick for like a minute.
Yeah. Uh,
I think
Warren.
that is okay.
Warren, buddy, we just met with Bao Shun. He said he was talking to you, right?
Oh, yeah. That's who told me that you were accepting the job and willing to
Yeah,
go. Yeah.
He was sort of rude to us, sort of mean. Has he ever been rude to you?
No. Never.
No.
inside shag.
He's a perfect gentleman. What are you talking about?
Yeah. you guys are pretty good friends.
Nope, not at all. Not a
Not at
single,
all.
not a single friendship
That's
bracelet has been made.
lovely.
What is a
to hear,
friendship
Warren.
bracelet?
Oh. And they run to the
Wait, why aren't we
tent
going
where
in?
all the children are. And they come running back very quickly afterwards with a little like handmade bracelet. And they put it on your wrist. This is a friendship bracelet.
What is?
Wait,
I know what a bracelet is.
he
but
put
what-
it on our wrists.
He put
He
it
gave
on.
it to me
he-
specifically.
Yeah, he put it
Ah.
on. Put it on her wrist. Yeah.
We're friends now. We're besties. What
It-
does this mean?
Is this thing a weird? Whatever that bracelet is
It-
that?
It just looks like two pieces of not the best fabric wrapped around a piece of leather, tied. That's it.
There's no magic to it.
You look at it. There's a little stone in it. It
He
doesn't.
went and
doesn't
grabbed
look
it like
a-
from a bunch of kids,
yeah,
right?
It does,
Like-
yeah, it doesn't look like a magic stone. It just looks like someone found a rock and like painted it with some paint and like tied it all together in like this weird little wristy band thing.
I do not understand its purpose.
It's just a show.
Just skip it.
It's
skip it.
just a favor. Good luck favor. That's all.
Warren,
I owe you a favor now?
No. It means I wish you positivity. I don't know how to explain friendship bracelets. If you're not friends, I don't know anyway. Anyway. So are you going there to this town?
yeah. I think we could be good friends, Warren. I think we could have some future business things together. And friendships. You should come to have dinner with us one day. But other than that, let's get going.
I also have a question to ask you, but I don't know if now's the time. Will we ever have a chance to meet again, or do I need to like figure this out right now?
I don't know. What do you need to know?
It's about magic. I guess we're doing this now. In front of fucking everybody. Do you know? Is there a way to undo magic?
Oh yeah, dispel magic, dispel good and evil, counterspell, remove
What?
curse.
Even I knew that
How
word,
do
James.
you? No, okay. Specifically, do you know how if magic has modified a memory, if you can get it back?
Oh,
It's called greater restoration.
yes, you
I'm
can.
trying to find an in-character answer to the question.
Yeah, even Marin can give you the in-character answer. You just never ask.
No, well, in character, I could know that remove curse also works. So I'm just stupid. Let me be stupid in character, okay?
So yeah,
Very
you can. Your friend is right. You can create a restoration. You can also remove curse. You just have to be able to do it with more power than the person who casted it.
With more power than the person. Okay.
Yeah. So like, if they do it at like the most amount of power ever, then you also have to use the most
On
amount
like
of
a
power
scale of
ever.
1 to like 9, you have to use a 9
If they
out
use
of
like
9.
a 5, you have to use like a 5 or more. If they use like a 9, you have to also use like a 9.
I think I understand conceptually. Is there any way to like add together a bunch of 3s
No,
to get like a 4?
no. That's not how
That's
magic works.
unfortunate.
I know.
Well, magic is bullshit.
Yeah, well, that sucks for you. But it's not. As he floats up a little bit. See, this is great, right? I can fly.
I can hit you with a sword.
His eyes get
And
real
that's
peeled.
it's funny because she says that in like the least threatening way that like she could. Like she's not planning on doing it. She's just like, yeah, you can float. I can hit you with a sword. But
As all of that conversation is happening, Marin knock Imric with the elbow and be like, "How incompetent does she think that we are?"
You know,
no, she thinks she's incompetent, and she that.
let Jean find her own path, Baron.
Oh,
She's
all
trying
right.
her best, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe
I'll do my
next
best.
time, maybe next time she'll come to her very competent spellcasters in her party.
She's really competently hitting someone. I'll give her that. For credits, all the credit that she deserves.
She is very
Uh,
good. That's true.
yeah, but between us, spellcasting,
I, she could have come to us.
yeah, I don't want her to cut us too.
Boy's just like she thinks we're dumb. Why is she dumb? Okay, so that's all I had to say. So we can continue on, and like a little bit embarrassed by just like out in public bringing that up because her friends know why she's bringing it up, and maybe there was a reason why she didn't originally want to ask her friends about it, but then it had to happen in the open.
Okay.
Anyhow,
Uh,
moving on.
All right. Well, so I. You're willing to go, right? You're willing to go get what they want.
Maybe.
I mean,
sure.
Mm,
I was told you made a deal with
yeah,
Balshu
we
and you were
Yeah.
gonna go do it.
we want to go meet the person with the tome.
All right. So I will send you there to a random, isolated little town. And I will also send a message to the assassin who is with the person with the tome to teleport there. I happened to give them a couple teleportation scrolls because I figured if they got lost or were going to die, they would need an escape route. So this kind of, I guess, is a backdoor escape route for them. Anyway, I'm going to give you this one scroll. This scroll of teleportation. It will bring you to wherever you say. Ideally, it would be here, and I will teleport you to this town. Got it?
Got it.
All right.
Perfectly not confusing.
Well, the town is
good.
abandoned. Whenever you complete the transaction, open the scroll, read it. You specifically read it. Then he points at you, Imric, because you're the arcane person, and this probably won't. You probably won't mess it up. And then you'll come back here.
Thank you. Sounds good.
All right. Hand you a single scroll of teleport. The 7th level teleport.
Scroll of teleport.
Yep.
Ooh, I'm
And
gonna put that
you
in the
know
hole.
based on how he just described it that can take you wherever you want to go. Ideally it would be here, but you also know that it's a one-time use and it will teleport you. If you're going to a place you've been before, there's a whole table to roll on for it. So if you decide not to go here or a place you've been before, then we'll cross that bridge when it comes to it. And he's like, "Hold please." And he sends a message to his assassin and says, "This is the location of where I'm going to be sending them. Please join them there shortly and complete the transaction at that point." So, he looks at all three of you, draws a circle on the ground, and just says, nothing like arcane in the circle, just an actual circle, and says, "Stand in that." And then walks and touches each one of you on the hip, and then chant some arcane words in Gnomish, and he casts teleport, and the three of you end up in a town. At the same time, you see that Alyssa gets up from eating and says, "Are you ready? You ready to go?" 'Cause
I guess ready as I'll ever be.
Okay. well, let's go outside so we don't happen to make a mess in here, and then Fred and John have to clean it up because I would feel bad about that.
No, I understand, and I thank John and uh the other one. I can't remember
Fred.
his name right now.
Fred and John.
Fred and John, and I give them an extra gold piece.
They are very appreciative,
Uh,
and
hold on for a second. Is this tavern the one-shot tavern?
yeah, this one is, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the map I used from a long time ago. I just pulled the same map.
Is it the same one then?
You never
It's
know.
the same time.
The
Um,
world may never
The
know.
world may, in fact, never know.
Now I have to go back to the one-shot video and see if the tavern had a name.
I promise you it wasn't the Clean Glass Inn. If it was, it wasn't that.
But if it didn't have a name, then it could have been the same one, and we just never knew the name.
True. Well, if it makes you feel better, this was the waiting room that you guys were all in for that. So, there you go. The big library with a hole. But that's not where you guys are. You
We
guys,
just see so back.
you guys are here now. So, as the three of you initially teleport in here, Genevieve, Marin, and Imric, you guys all find yourself standing in this very nice but abandoned town. And you're only standing for 2-3 minutes, kind of taking in the surroundings, and then directly across the city square, you see 2 humanoids and a moth, a larger than normal moth, just kind of appear. And Alyssa looks at you and goes, "Hold on, I'll go talk to them, make sure that's who we're looking for. So, just wait over here." And she walks about halfway between you guys and her and Rel, and says, "Are you the group that Warren sent to meet us?"
Well, yeah.
Excellent. Well, we're the other half of the transactional party that you were sent to meet. I guess I'll get us started off. I go by the Veiled Scorpion. That's my work name. So, but you can call me Alyssa.
We are the Terrified Trio. It's a pleasure to meet you. Not the Terrified Trio, the Inevitable. I'm getting confused with the Discord name. God damn it.
We should rename it to the Inevitable Doom.
Okay. For context of everyone, the chat that we have is called Terrified Trail.
Oh, the one.
For the three of us,
Oh,
the
yeah, the
the
one.
DM-less chat.
Yeah, that makes
The
sense.
Terrified Trail.
Yes.
We are the Inevitable Doom. It is so great to meet you.
Excellent. She looks over at you, Rel. Well, it seems they're the people that we were sent to meet, and that we're looking for us, or we're looking for them. So, I guess let's all sit down and figure this out.
Okay. As you are talking, like you see a 6'5", waifish, pale, very white blonde haired woman standing in the back with the moth.
And Alyssa
do we
is
also
like
introduce our
5'5", very dexterous looking, very lithe, like she could win a foot race with anybody. So, very opposite. But what were you saying, Marin, sir?
Do we have our did my bird return to begin with?
Yes, your pets have returned to you. I just haven't been dragging them around the maps. So if you want them,
Okay.
we can pull them on the map. But
Yay!
you see
Buddy!
with them, Rel, they each have their own animal as well. You see there is a purplish kind of looking dog. There is a blackish necrotic looking bird and a flaming kind of bird that's with each other. Marin and Rel, you guys can tell just by kind of looking at each other, you can recognize that you're each your powers come from similar yet different places. You both recognize the druidness of each other, but they come from very, very different aspects of nature. So
Okay.
you kind of connect on that
Wait.
realm that you are both druidic.
Okay.
So
She's tall. How tall are you, Jay?
I am between 7 and 8 feet because that's how tall Goliaths are.
You're taller. We win.
if this is a height contest, sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
If we're measuring up, I'm just saying.
No. Not saying. I'm humanoid. I'm humanoid, by the way. Or human looking.
Well,
Gina's assessing your lack of biceps, and is like,
despicable.
She needs protein.
Get that protein.
Gina has lots of protein.
That's fact.
It's the most disgusting protein powder that's like only macronutrients and like
and free weights in your
no
bag.
flavor. Yeah,
Yeah, she's got dumbbells in her bag.
I literally have dumbbells in my bag. Yes.
So, I believe we're here to make a trade, but I have come to an agreement with. Rel, did you introduce yourself with your name before
Yeah.
I spell your name?
No, I'll shake. I'll introduce myself. My name is. Hi, I'm Rao.
I have made an
Genevieve?
agreement. Yes, well.
I am Genevieve. This is Imric and Maren.
Nice to meet
Just
you.
so for the record.
Well,
Very nice to meet you.
I have made an agreement with Rel here to allow those that wish to have the book to merely copy the information they need so it does not have to leave her possession. That way, on a technicality, I am fulfilling my obligation by getting the information returned and fulfilling the obligation and contract I made with Rel to not letting the book leave her possession. So technically, I'm fulfilling two contracts at once on loophole technicalities, which is the best kind of success.
Not to surprise you, we are trying to filling up 2 contracts at once as well.
Oh.
But it sounds like
Hence-
one of our 2 contracts will not work with one of your 2 contracts, so I'm not 100% sure if it is working.
Well, what kind of contracts do you have?
We are bringing back for the book for one of our boss and bringing a chapter of the book for who I suppose is your boss.
Maybe my
Question
boss.
mark?
Maybe my boss's boss.
In Druidic.
I-
Well, wait, she doesn't speak Druidic. Never mind.
no, she.
Wait,
Um,
I speak Druidic.
Yeah, but like that's me confused as a player.
Okay.
I took my task from. Well, we all know who she is. You've met her. I took my task from Wintermoon. That's who gave me my
The
contract.
cool ass bitch.
She's pretty cool. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Is she not the coolest? That big ass hat and daggers that she has, so cool.
She let me wear her glasses, and it was the coolest experience I'd ever had.
Girl, what? I've been trying for years. How did
You,
you do?
you're... I do not know. I did not realize that I had done anything special. I thought that was just she did that to make everyone feel worse when you take them off.
Damn.
It looked a little bit easy to convince her, but
Damn. Now I'm sad.
yeah.
Anyway,
I am also sad for the record that I do not have the glasses. So
That's
if
not
that
a-
makes you feel any better.
well, anyway,
Yeah.
all I have to do to complete my tasks is to get the information requested back to those that have requested it. So after that, if you wish to make another deal between yourselves, that's up to you. So,
I'm not going to lie. I'm not really interested in the bring a chapter to what's his nuts unless there is also the we get the book part.
You cannot have the book. You can't have it. It is.
As much as I want that plate armor, I think I do
Well,
not think it is worth it for us.
It
Hold
is this book is way too dangerous to be in anybody else's hands. I have been dealing with this myself. I know exactly what this book is and what it means, and it needs to be protected. And I can't trust anybody to protect this book.
Is there like? You sound very set on that. Is there any wiggle room in there?
Absolutely not.
We
I will
might
I will
be-
let you copy what you need to copy, but you cannot have it.
We might have a lot of money coming.
Money's not important to me. Knowledge is important to me, and the protection of this book is important to me. And I will tell you the reason why is because I feel like this book getting into the wrong hands is going to mean the destruction of a lot of things that this world needs. And it's going to disrupt a huge balance. And it's not just, ooh, let me give you a rare book. No, this is world ending.
Oh,
So
that sounds very, very interesting. Okay.
it's not as it's not worth it to me to give it to people that I don't know and I don't trust, and pardon me, but I don't know you, so I can't trust you yet.
It's okay. I don't even trust these two guys, and I've been with them for a while, so it's okay.
So
That's not what you said the other
What are you
day.
talking about? We've been together for all this time, and you don't trust them?
you
Oh,
can
I don't trust anyone. Did I not tell you that when I met you?
I thought we were past that.
Oh, it's a shame that I'll tell the random guy that I met last night and I'm gonna protect both of you. I guess I'm just gonna protect Imric at this point.
Well, anyways, but you're willing to let us copy from the book. Is that not like the same thing?
No. There's more to this book than meets the eye, and
Why?
not just the information that's inside of it.
Well, I think that's sort of perfect. Valshun only wants a copy of the
Valshun?
paper, right? Yes.
Well,
So that's who you're working with.
we don't work for that guy. I don't like him. No
He's
offense,
he's a
Alisa.
prick.
As I point to Alisa, I don't know her name, but
Mm.
I just point at her.
Well, that's
We
good.
work for someone else.
He tried to have me killed, so I'm not a fan of his either.
Oh, we don't like him, but he offers us great money to make this copy, and we are kind of in need of a good chunk of money, so
He's a bit.
here we are.
Yeah.
Who is this other boss of yours?
I
If
don't
you
think
don't-
we need to tell you that.
That's fine. That was a curiosity.
I don't think it's a big deal if we tell them.
Yeah, I prefer not
mean-
to tell someone that we have a blood oath with.
Okay, keep your voice down, Merritt, if we don't want to tell people.
Yeah, that you can hear all of us, all of those
Yeah.
Rail just saying.
They do not have subtlety as a group skill. That's for
I-
sure.
I can tell.
Yeah.
I can tell.
Yeah. So you hear them mention blood oath and all these other things, and she's like, okay.
I'm making I'm making mental note.
So as you're kind of making mental note of that, Rel, you think back to the divining you did earlier
Mhm.
today,
Mhm.
and you remember that it mentioned something along the lines of, I forget specifically how I worded it, but ending or taking care of the person that is hunting the book. So that could be Valshun, that could be this other person, that could be these folks, but that seems less likely comparatively since they are just kind of the middle people in this situation, kind of go get this, whatever. They're not the hunters, they're just, Just like Alyssa isn't the hunter, she's the middleman
Yeah.
or middlewoman. So you can take that as you will, but you know the best way to keep you and this book safe, according to the divining you did with what you believe to be the aunties or something like them, is to get rid of the one hunting the book.
Okay.
Do with that as you will, but that's your internal memory and thought process as they're kind of conversing amongst themselves, trying to figure out the next steps here.
Well, I'm willing to work with you, like I said, and give you information. But I can't. Like I said, this book needs to be protected and guarded, and it does not need to be in the wrong hands. But the information in it is more than. It's more than just the information inside of it.
You know, I think that's perfect for right now. Because right now, we just gotta get a couple of copies of a pages to our boss.
And what
Our
page? And what pages?
contractor.
Yeah.
Our client, I
Contractor.
guess.
Yeah, let's
Our-
not
our
call him
client.
a boss. Let's
Our
be more
boss is someone
realistic.
else. Let's call him our contractor.
Let's
I
not
mean,
mention
sorry,
the boss
client.
here.
Okay.
Okay. Did he tell you what pages you needed?
Middle, 2/3 to the
Think
middle.
about, you know, like immortality and stuff. No, nothing big.
So do you show Rel the runes in the Archaic Infernal that he wrote out for you?
Oh, that's perfect.
Because he did
Yeah,
write
no
out
one-
exactly where it started.
If no one is opposed to it, I would pull it out.
I think so.
As Emmerich kind of pulls this out, and I imagine that there's, based on all the stuff that's around this abandoned town, there's more than likely, whether it's a cart or just a flat piece of ground, or at least a flat surface y'all can get and kind of lay it out so you can kind of see it. You also, being proficient in the language of Infernal, it takes you a minute to kind of, it's like trying to read an older version of something like Shakespearean English to common English. You kind of look at it for a minute and it makes sense here and there, and then once you kind of get into the groove of understanding what it is that you're asking for, you recognize that not all of the book is written in this type of Infernal. There is this older version, there's some more modern takes of Infernal, there's also different languages within this book too that you don't quite recognize, that you've kind of looked at the sections and you've used context clues to put bits and pieces together, but you're not quite sure if that's all right. But based on what you're seeing and what they've mentioned, you're able to fairly easily get to the page, that the starting page I was looking for. It's between 1/3 and 1/2 of the way through the beginning of the book, and you look from start to finish through the section they're talking about, and it's about 6 pages long, just like they said. So
Okay.
you guys can copy the 6 pages of this down if you want, whether you're handwriting it or whether you're using it as like a rubbing or however you want to do it.
Who's most capable at copying shit right now?
I can
Uh,
actually,
Among 3 of us.
I can actually do it for you.
That would be so perfect, Rel. That would be amazing.
Okay. If you give me your scrolls and ink, I will copy it for you.
Can I like
Perfect.
peek over her shoulder and make sure that she isn't missing anything?
I also want to peek over the shoulder.
Yeah, I mean, I
My
don't-
memory.
I don't imagine that you're hiding that you're copying what you're copying, because you're just copying the pages as they're written. And I mean, it's not like you're copying it with any malice, I would imagine, just copying
Right.
the pages as they're there. So
Yeah.
yeah, you can certainly look over and just see that Rel's just copying the paper like
This
your
is
request.
okay. Hold on. This is the formula for immortality, right?
It looks like a basis of it, yeah.
Okay, I'm adding this to my memory immediately.
Okay.
Doesn't that erase the last memory,
Perfect.
or is that?
It does erase the last memory, but the last memory was just like the beginnings of this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Um,
got it.
So the basis of the formula for immortality. Perfect.
You are able to successfully copy down the 6 pages that they request. As you kind of skim forward, you notice that there it's interesting because as you're reading it, those of you that can read Infernal and Emmerich, as you're kind of focusing, because with comprehend languages you can kind of read it too. You notice that the 6 pages don't seem like they're necessarily a step-by-step guide. It seems like it's a combination of hypotheses and unproven theories and questions, and then all of a sudden it just abruptly stops and moves on to a completely unrelated topic. Just is talking, almost mid-sentence, like this person was in the middle of a thought and the thought just ended, and they just jumped somewhere completely different. So it's like it feels like there's something that may have been supposed to be here or next, and it's not there. This is really the first portion, the deepest that you've read into this tome since you've had the time to sit with it, Ro, and it kind of comes off as a little bit of a shock to you as well. As you're reading, all of a sudden you're like, wait, what? It just, you're reading and it's just like a hard stop. It doesn't make any sense why all of a sudden it's just cut. The page, there's no physical pages missing, it's just no more in this topic.
Why is this a recipe for cookies?
Very tasty, life-giving cookies.
And no eggs.
No eggs.
But yeah, okay, and I do that, and as I'm copying, I'm just, kind of explaining to you guys the I don't know who you have a contract with to get this book with, but if you can get out of it, I would highly suggest that you do that, because not just because of my stance on it, but my position is to find some place to hide it and have it protected and keep it safe, because the last person that I had look at it, I didn't trust with it either. And I don't think that this is something that should be in the wrong hands. And if I don't know who your boss is, but anybody looking for this book is not going to be good news.
Are we all just sitting here like, we know our boss isn't good news? No one's saying it out loud, though.
Well, I mean, we're sort of in a contract right now,
I understand. I understand the importance of contracts, but I also understand the importance of keeping your life.
Popping up from, like, just sitting up against the wall of one of the buildings, smoking a pipe, Elsie goes, "There's always a way out of contracts. Normally it's at the tip of a blade. And you gotta know that when you do that, you're gonna be hunted for a while. So if that's the decision you make, that's on you. Just know there's always one way out of a contract. You kill the
What do you
contract
mean
giver."
by hunted?
Well, typically, if you're killing the person who gave you a contract, most times there's going to be someone that's going to come after you for it. So, if you really want out of a contract that bad, just kill the person who gave you the contract. I've done it before. I had to leave the whole country. And then I came back a few years later. But, if you're not opposed to hiding, if you're not opposed to running, if you're not opposed to making some more enemies, you can always take your way out of a contract by the tip of a blade. I didn't tell you to go and kill Valshun, but if that's how you want out your contract, it's an option. I believe Warren gave you a scroll, right?
Yeah.
Surprise him.
Hold up, out of character. We don't
Okay.
need to kill Valshun like he's an asshole. We don't
Hold
need to kill
on.
him right now.
Hold on.
We're gonna get our
Alyssa-
money and plate out of him.
Alyssa, I very much appreciate your input. We
She's actually over here smoking a pipe. Right here. On the wall. Just sitting smoking.
can think about this at a later time when this entire transaction is done.
That's fine. I'm just...
Maybe not
You're-
right now.
You were talking about how to get out of a contract. That's one surefire way to do it. If there's no more contract giver, then, there's no more contract.
Thank you so much, Alyssa.
They don't call me the Veiled Scorpion for nothing.
What do they call you the Veiled Scorpion for?
Because like a scorpion, I hide in the shadows, then I stab you until you're dead. With my poison.
Jean like looks to the other two and is like, should I have a nickname?
That's
Sure.
crazy.
Azrael is copying everything down on the paper, just I guess in Druidic. Do you want to stay away from get away from this Alyssa person? You like her?
We have an armistice for right now. And as long as I'm copying these pages, she has no other reason to hurt me.
Well, surprisingly, that's what we need as well. Just to get a job done and get our paycheck.
We've both been keeping up our ends of the bargain. And she's been my escort through this. And she also promised me some other assistance after this.
Okay, what?
I'm trying to get some answers. And she promised to help me.
Marin would mentally tell Imrik all of this, and I assume Imrik would mentally tell Jean all of this. I don't know.
Sure, yeah.
I don't know.
And I would also kind of say in Druidic, Valshun is not as strong as you think he is. It's his right hand that you have to worry about. She's the dangerous one. He's weak.
Got it.
His right hand did look very intimidating with her big glaive. She was very scary.
And I also think that she might be under some kind of magical coercion.
Are you telling me this, Marin?
Yeah, I mean, I will just do my best mentally transport all of, like, telepathically tell you all of those.
We can mess with her, God.
Because I want him dead. If you get rid of him, then
I am more than happy to kill him, but like you say, his
Why?
guard is a problem.
Guys, hold on,
Is-
people. We're like, why are we so set on killing this guy? He's an asshole. I agree, 1,000,000%. Why are we killing him?
I did say that out loud.
Why not?
You didn't say it out loud.
Did you say that out loud?
I'm saying this out loud. I'm assuming you
so
conversation.
so I will. Did you say it out loud? Because
I said what I just said out loud.
How long were you in his town?
Like
Sure, like,
half of a day.
A
Yeah,
day
like
and a
30
half.
seconds.
We slept there.
probably.
We were there.
So
we slept there, we left.
so what did you notice when you were there? Anything unusual?
The dead
Can we
dog.
record anything unusual when we were there, other than the
There
magical?
There is a
There,
little dome.
the huge dome there is.
So the things that you recall are the big dome from outside, the like shantytown living outside with Warren and Wintermoon and all them folks having their own like housing and stuff out there. You went into the town. You immediately went to the Black Narcissus to stay there for the night because they said that Valsheen wanted to see you, but not until tomorrow. And so she basically Wintermoon got you free housing for the night. And then you went immediately after breakfast, well, after going back and forth to get some letters mailed and stuff, you, in the morning, went directly from the Black Narcissus to Fort de Pouvoir to meet with Valshun, and then you left there and were taken um, by his right hand to Warren, and Vlar Tasarin left you with Warren, who teleported you to where you guys are now. So that's everything you saw in the town, um, and that is the information they provide to you, Ralph, from what they from their experience there.
So clearly, our experiences were very different. Because when we got there, we were there looking for a friend and to help Winter Moon allegedly open trade, but now apparently she's friends with Valshun instead of doing it herself. But there's very much an air of big brothers watching. And if you didn't notice, the creatures that were living there that appears to be, we suspect that Valshun was siphoning off life force from people in order to keep his mortality. So there are a bunch of half living, half dead creatures that no one will talk about or acknowledge to keep there.
That's very horrific.
Just for the record,
Absolutely.
are we gonna talk in Druidic as I translate all of them mentally to you guys?
No,
or...
I'm talking. I'll
Yeah.
say this in English, or I'll say this in common. I have no problem telling
Okay.
you.
And
I'm saying this in common.
and as you're saying all this, Alyssa goes, "How about I take a walk? That way, I don't have to be privy to your conversation. And if it ever comes up later, I can definitely plead ignorance, because whatever
Plausible
you're
den-
planning, I don't want to be a part of it if I don't need to be. I'm gonna go this way and enjoy the river and smoke by a tree." And
Plausible deniability works, and you didn't hear.
she goes,
Appreciate
"I
your
heard
discretion."
nothing," as she keeps walking up the river, and just you hear some rocks just getting tossed in the river, and she's just like plopping like little
Yeah.
stones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that
So,
sounds very
yeah.
horrible.
And he also took away any ability to obtain knowledge. There are no books in the town, and there's a level of secrecy. You say anything that is in any way inflammatory or against their beliefs, they'll try to kill you, and I'm proof of that. I was just asking questions that had nothing to do with the leadership and just trying to figure out what I needed to figure out about our missing friend, and I was tortured and almost killed. So if that's who you want to work for, then you're more than willing to do that. And I hand over the 6 pages. If that's something you want to do, then that you're more than willing to do it. But I'm just telling you that it's not just. And also, so you're aware, your friend Mr. Knackle has been stalking us. So we're very aware of him.
Ah.
Okay.
This
I'm very sorry you have to go through. That sounds very. But we can deliver these 6 pages to Valshun. I don't really ever want to work. I don't know about killing him. That's a lot. I know we've killed people before, guys, but Let's try not to do it indiscriminately, right?
He's just like, why not?
I'm not telling you to do it or not to do it. I'm just like, if
I
that was if that was one of your options,
Yeah.
if you wanted to, then you
I
know where his weak
I
you know where his weak spots are.
Thank you
Where
very much.
how far are we from?
You don't know.
The-
You have no idea where you
Apple.
are.
Can I ask Rel to point us out on the map if
Rel
she
doesn't.
knows?
Yeah, I was gonna say, none of you know where
We-
you are. You were all teleported here from 2 different ways.
Oh, sweet. We have the scroll of teleportation.
You do, and you
But-
know that Alyssa has one to get back as well. She mentioned that to you as well, before you came this way. So you guys you each have your own.
Rel,
Mhm.
there's a little bit of an issue, you see. So, right now, we're great. We can give Valshun these 6 pages. The thing is, for this other boss, he sort of needs to see the entire tome. And I don't know if he needs the tome itself, but I think he needs to see it so he can copy down most of the pages, if not all of the pages. I don't think these 6 are enough.
Well, how about this? You find out, and we'll
Perfect.
talk.
I'm going to send a sending message to Sandal,
Okay.
and I'm going to ask him.
I'm going to kind of subtly acknowledge to Alyssa that we're done having our conversation and she can come back if she wants.
She gives you a thumbs up and keeps throwing a few more rocks because she's actually relaxing. She's just sitting there.
Marin
tossing
start
rocks.
making teas for everyone, just to keep the company going.
What's your message to Sandor say?
We 25 words. Okay. We can bring
Two.
Tome. No, I'm not gonna say that. Let me.
We can bring Tom just forward.
Okay, cancel that one. Cancel that one.
You can rephrase. That's
Control
fine.
Z.
You can
Control
rephrase. That's
Z.
fine. Control Z.
We might be able to bring Tome, but can't give. Can you just copy pages? Let me know.
That's 23. That's 18.
Perfect. Person doesn't want to part
donuts.
with it.
Person doesn't something.
Person doesn't want to part with it.
Yeah, that works.
Okay, two are left.
That's a 3rd level spell. I can't be doing this, guy.
You have sorcery points. You can just make more.
I'm not gonna spend my precious sorcery points.
It's better that I have 4th level spell and I cannot cast any 4th level spell.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I can polymorph at the moment,
So
which is sad.
you get a message back. I take it you have found the person that has the tome, and they're unwilling to part with it due to its influence. Gap for a second, because that was a response to yours.
He can talk through us, to us, like
Uh-huh.
just
Well,
without sending, right? He can just talk. to
you
us.
don't know all of their abilities. But then
Perfect.
then you get more words in your head. That was just the response to your initial sending. If the person who's unwilling to part with the tome is Valshun, kill him. If it's not Valshun, see if they're willing to make a deal and a trade. And if they are, I can probably give them what they want. If they're not, if they can bring the book physically here, I only need to be able to visually read it. I have an eidetic memory, and so I don't even need to physically touch it. I just need to have it in my visual periphery so I can consume its knowledge, and then we're good. So,
Perfect.
again, if it's Valshun, feel free to kill him. I don't care. I never liked that guy anyway.
He doesn't. Nobody likes him.
Otherwise,
Everyone's like, fuck that guy.
otherwise,
He is
see
pathetic.
if they wish to make a deal for the tome for trade. If not, if they wish to travel with you, I just need to see it. So, let me know.
We
Guys.
can send Valshun to Sandor
You can do that.
for his experiments.
You can
Well,
do
for the
that.
sake of context, did we hear the reply from Sandor?
Those were
Imric?
all
No.
those were all in Imric's head. Yeah.
So,
Do you tell us?
Rel, I'm going to tell Rel. Rel, here's the deal. You're unwilling, no matter what, to part with this, right? He says he can give you anything you want, anything you can dream of. It's yours. If you can't do that, he says, if you're willing to accompany us back to his place, all he needs to do is look at it. He doesn't need to even physically touch it. Is that okay with you?
I walk over to Alyssa.
She
go-
she at this point is on her way back, so you end up kind of meeting her like about here.
Okay. And you guys, I just kind of give you the one moment. And I go up to Alyssa and I say, you said you have someone that might be able to give me answers.
It depends on the answers, but it depends specifically. Let me rephrase. It depends on what the problem is. We might be able to give you answers.
And who is this person?
It depends on what your question is, because I have lots of connections.
No.
I can't just be throwing out random names, not knowing what I'm looking for.
Right.
Is there? You don't have to give me the in-depth details, but is there like a vagueness of something that you can give me that I can see if I have a connection that could help?
I'm trying to figure out my connection to this book and
Oh.
what it has to do with me. And also how we can protect it from people who are going to use it for ill gains. I want this thing in the ground and I want it hidden and I want it safe. I don't care about.
Those are lots of different things.
Yeah, I know. But that's what I need. Those
Yeah.
are the two things I need.
As far as figuring out your connection to this book, you would likely need a person who is very adept at historical studies of whatever style of magic that book is, and knowing what it is. My guess is you would need to find a person who has a multitude of generational knowledges in the history of necromancy and its different forms. I don't have a person that can do that, other than the person you don't want to meet.
Right.
Yes. As far as burying it and putting it in the ground, I mean, anybody can dig a hole.
Well, but I'm speaking metaphorically.
Yeah.
I need a way that
It's-
this is away from everybody else.
Well then, why not look for a wizard who could make a pocket dimension? And then kill the wizard.
You really, yeah. Well,
Well,
I'm not.
think about it.
into-
Think about
Yeah.
it though. If you give it to a person who you don't necessarily trust and they put it in a pocket dimension, then maybe when you're gone they pull it out and do what they need to do. But if it's in the dimension, at least as far as I'm aware, it would get destroyed. Or, avoiding the killing part, find someone who can send it to the astral sea, or to someplace else that's not of this world. Which is probably a wizard or a sorcerer, too.
Okay.
I don't know anybody who can do that either. I could probably find out, but it's going to take a while, and to build that kind of trust with that kind of wizard or sorcerer, I don't know. Especially if this book is as as enduring as it's been made out to be. So.
Right.
At this point, too, when you are talking about, like, destroying the book, you hear in your head a heartbeat that is not your own. And it's like a real deep, real... It's almost like a whale's heart is beating in your head, and you hear 4 or 5 lub-dubs, and then it passes. It's like you're being
Lub-dub.
deafened out by a whale-sized heart, and you get the... It kind of pumps this dreary, dark feeling, kind of overwhelms you for a second, and then it passes.
Okay, I win. So all you see is like, because I don't think they can hear the conversation I'm having, but you
Could we?
Hmm?
Could we, with my passive perception?
I would say no, just because you're making tea and they're kind of whispering to each other, kind of a little bit out of shot. That kind of made the point to walk over to where she was to kind of be away from it. You can see that they're talking, and you could see the body language of Rel from behind, that they kind of like winced up for a second, like something was uncomfortable, and then it kind of passed. But as far as hearing the specifics, unfortunately, no.
Okay.
I walk back and I just say that I'm not quite ready to meet with your friend yet, or your boss yet. But if you give me their name, I could consider meeting up with them later and letting them copy it. But I can't do it right now.
Okay. I think it'll be considerably hard to meet up with.
Why is that?
I don't think he's really in this dimension.
Then how did you make this arrangement with them?
We traveled a very far away and then across the continent, in a little shack. There's an underground dungeon with a portal that led him there, but it's got all of his bodyguards around and everything.
Interesting. And that didn't give you pause to
Pause. You.
to make any kind of arrangements with him?
The circumstances aligned perfectly.
They did go in with the intention to kill him, and then they came out working for him.
Spoilers!
It was something.
It was great. It was 10 out of 10.
His name is Sandor, if that rings any bells. I assume not. I feel like he's pretty secretive.
Okay.
When you think of when you hear and you take in the name Sandor, you feel from the book like a pining or a sense of desire momentarily. And then it passes.
Okay. I think that I need to be careful about who gets this. And unfortunately, I'm not sure. this person is the person that this book needs to go to.
Well, like we said, he won't even touch the book.
Mm-hmm.
He's just looking at it, copying the pages. Exact same thing as Val. And after that, you're free to go on your way. In fact, if he doesn't let you go, I think all of us can agree we will personally try our best to defend you and even kill him. And you are free to go.
Yeah, it's kind of in all of our mind that he's gonna die as well.
But, well, not right now. Not right now, guys. Just, in the future.
Alyssa chimes in. Turns out, y'all are just about killing whoever you want. I didn't even need to put that in your head. You guys just seem
we
like...
are not.
I don't know.
We are not
Gene-
I'm
indiscriminate.
Gene-
sorry that we
Just
have
like, yes.
horrible bosses.
Guys, we are good.
You
We're
called
still
yourselves
good.
the inevitable doom. How does that make you good?
For the villains. The inevitable doom for the villains. They feel inevitable doom approaching when we approach.
Hmm.
Not
You
the
are not
good
the
guys.
first person to tell us that it is not a good guy group name. We are taking it to heart.
Okay.
And by taking it to heart, Jean means that she thinks it's perfect for us. But that's not what she's saying to Alyssa.
Yeah.
Are those terms agreeable?
I just rolled an insight check on y'all. I got a 16.
That is
We-
true. It rolled to me for some reason, but
It just rolled
Yeah,
to you.
it is a
What do
16.
you want to know?
How sincere you got? Are you like? I'm trying to get your intention. Are you? You look desperate. Do you look dangerous? Like, I'm not just gonna walk off with you guys. Sorry.
Is it okay if I talk, Alec?
yeah. I'm not
Okay,
gonna tell you
sweet.
how you. I can say what my
Thank
opinion
you.
of you is, but it's
Appreciate
you're the one trying to convince this relative stranger to take this powerful item with you to another dimension, basically, and that you will keep them alive.
Yeah. Well, based off of what I said, I'm not talking about for the other.
Mhm.
But based off of what I said, I think with a 16,
Mhm.
you could probably tell, like, I don't have the best relationship with Sandor,
Mhm.
and I'm okay with him not getting the book, but
Mhm.
I do want to take the book to him just so he can see it, and then I want you to leave. That's the extent of the deal.
And I will say, so Imric looks physically tired, right? He looks more tired than what Alyssa looked like. And you've been around people long enough through your life that you know that in general, the more tired people get, the more subconsciously they are honest, whether they mean to be or not. So between his explanation and your 16 insight, you kind of figure that if he was going to lie about this is probably not the way that he would do it. And he looks tired, just tired enough that it doesn't look like he's lying. It looks like his intentions are as true as they can be in this situation.
How about we sleep on it?
We sleep on it. Lots of sleeping here.
You can stay awake. I will make you coffee.
Well, okay. How about? Do you wanna come with us to Valshu and deliver these pages? And then-
Absolutely not.
But what if we kill him?
Perfectly fine.
Do you not want to be
Well-
there if that happens? I'm not saying we're going to. I'm just saying
Either
if it
way,
were if it were.
I would like to avoid him if at all possible.
we actually, Jean and Marin, we got permission from Sandor. Not like we needed it. Just saying, we got permission to kill. Well,
That is true.
I am more than happy to do that, but do we want to keep this friendly-ish
I do.
relationship, or we then get our paycheck?
Listed in the paycheck.
It sounds like Sandor can give us a paycheck. How about? I think it's a great idea to sleep on it, Rel. I think that's a genius idea. What do you guys think?
I'm a person of my word.
Can confirm. She didn't run away when I was sleeping. She just sat by a tree.
Relatable. I was about to too.
You saw me. I was out there sitting by a tree throwing rocks in the river. I get it. It was comfy.
Should we sleep the night here, guys? Should we go back to Valshun and then I guess we can't.
If you're, this is just a thought from an outside perspective, Alyssa says. If you're able to contact this Sandor person, right? It sounds like it, or they can contact you somehow.
They can contact me. I'm trying not to contact them.
Well,
Very tiring.
would it make more sense rather than you guys having to go to Valshun and turn in papers and then use more power to come here, potentially lead to where everybody is with a bigger problem, or take Rel to some other place where she's never been, where she's effectively at a massive disadvantage? Why not just ask Sandor to come here? Why not ask them if they're as powerful as they say they are? Why not just ask them to meet you somewhere? That way nobody has to travel somewhere they're uncomfortable, around people they're not comfortable with. And if worst comes to worst, you're in the open and you have an escape route. That's what I would do if I was put in this situation, but use your own judgments. But effectively, if you go with them to their boss, you're at a disadvantage. And if you try and take this from her, you guys are at a disadvantage because now I have to fight you. And then everyone becomes enemies, and this becomes a whole thing, and I don't think anybody wants that. It doesn't seem like there's a good, positive, advantageous situation for anybody. So why not just ask the person who wants to see this the most to come to you? Why should you do all the legwork? I'm just saying.
Because once he showed up, he might kill Rel.
I don't think that'll
The
happen.
book.
I'm pretty strong. I can take most people. I'm not too concerned about that. Plus, if you said that he doesn't even have to physically touch it, he just has to see it with his eyeballs, then what good would it do for him to kill the person? If all he has to do is read the book, what would be the benefit to him?
You're not wrong, Alyssa.
You don't stay alive as an assassin as long as I have without thinking 3 steps ahead.
How would you guys feel about that?
Jean has so few stakes in this that she's just kind of staying out of it. She's good to kill whoever needs to be killed, whoever that is. That's all she's got.
And
Okay.
if this guy has all this power, maybe he can know somebody or do what you were asking me to find out for you, Rel.
Okay. Alex, can I, just from the pages I saw getting copied,
Uh-huh.
I assume I wouldn't be able to decipher any spell for immortality myself, right?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah.
I will say
Do I have any inkling that Warren Knackle would?
no.
Okay.
You know that Warren Knackle is a wizard with a focus on divination, but his mind is, because he can study so many spells at once, it effectively fractures his mind into like mega ultimate super ADHD, and this would not be the thing for him. This might break him completely.
Okay.
Oh, let's do that.
I will say you did notice a name in the book that you saw, just because it's strewn throughout the book often. This book is it was mentioned a couple of times through these pages. It's the Black Grimoire of Umis. So, and Umis was mentioned multiple times in the pages. Like, Umis is the one writing about different spells and things like that, and kind of stuff like that. But yeah, this is more, again, hypotheses, things like that about how this could work. So.
Cool. Well, it's up to you, specifically Rao, and the two of you. How do we feel about Sandor coming here?
I have no problem with Sandor coming here. If he is willing to join us.
I've never heard that name, right?
You have
Alex?
not ever heard that name, no.
Okay. I'm not sure what I want to do, honestly. I know that your contract is important, but I'm not sure if it's more important than protecting the world.
Rel, I'm gonna tell you that Sandor, I could give zero shits about Sandor. I just want someone to decipher the book for me and maybe learn a couple spells from it. That's all. If we can do that without ever talking to Sandor or talking to Valshun, I'm okay with it.
Well, I speak Infernal, so
I will say, from the time that you've spent with the book, you have learned one thing.
okay.
I will send you a message and you can do with this whatever you want, but this is one of the many, many, many abilities that you've learned, because a lot of the spells in this book, a lot of the abilities are cryptic in the way they're written, so they're written in like puzzle form almost, so you're almost having to break the clues to figure out how to do it, but you learned this ability. You learned about this ability, should I say. So. So you can see why
Okay.
utilizing the book would eventually be bad. But, yeah.
Okay.
But you guys also remember, it's kind of rung a bell with you a couple of times now, where Rel is under the impression, very much certain, that this book can lead to the end of the world, right? Which is not a bad assumption from the fact this is a crazy powerful thing. You guys know from the conversations that you have had with Sandor that Sandor's goal isn't world domination. His goal isn't to do anything in particular with this world. His goal is to kill Thera's Dune and to get himself back to his home dimension. He was ripped from his home, ripped from his life by a god that he despises. He wants to gain the power to kill him and take himself back home and be done. How he explained it to you. Valshun,
Well,
you don't
shoot,
know.
I would love to relay Sandor's finals goal to
Yeah.
Rel. Yeah.
There you go. You now know his final goal.
So he wants to kill a god.
Yeah. A real asshole of a god. Valshun level asshole.
I think he might be more of an asshole than Valshun, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, he's not my god, but out of character, do I get the vibe that my god may hates First Doom? Or may doesn't like First Doom?
Um,
Out to my
your god is
religious
not
knowledge.
like he's not like anti-Tharizdun. He's just like anti-people that are anti-him, right? So like if
Oh,
there are
okay.
people working directly against his beliefs, he's gonna be like, yeah, kill them. I want them gone and dead. But most gods are just gonna kind of let other gods and goddesses do their thing within their own realm. Once they start crossing into other people's kind of forays, then they will get real pissy about it. So, and he's kind of like, meh, if he dies, he dies. Like the Russian
Okay.
from Rocky 3.
Well, yes, I don't hate First Doom very well, but Sandor did destroy my entire hometown and kill my family, more or less. They are still alive, but they're nowhere to be found.
And you want me to give him more power.
It's hard to justify what I want. I want to be more powerful so I can kill him. But in the meantime, it's hard for me to become more powerful. Therefore, I choose to join him and become more powerful.
I think the collective intelligence score of this group 8, by the way. Just like so you know.
Excuse me, my intelligence is 11. I am so smart.
Wow.
How the fuck that you are smarter than me that I just
You're
realized?
also smarter than me. Gene is the.
Yeah,
This is amazing,
She's
guys.
the smartest
That's
in the
why
group.
Jean has had her mouth shut this entire time.
I have a +5 wisdom, just saying, but in the meantime,
I've got a negative.
Your average intelligence is 10. You're at 11, 10, and 9.
We're smart guys.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So you have the average intelligence of an average person. So here you are.
Collectively, we're one normal guy.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's not trying to destroy this world.
But just because, do you understand what kind of balance we're disrupting here, though? I mean, do you not understand the bigger picture?
such
What?
as
You kill one god, another god's coming after you.
I'm
kill-
pretty sure that god was already coming after us anyway. She looks
But-
over at him.
You destroy one side of the scale, the other side's going to compensate.
Sounds a little. Like I said, I'm okay with not giving this book to Sandor. If we can find a way to decipher it.
I'm okay with figuring out a way to decipher it. But I'm not sure you're the ones that I want to decipher it with, especially considering just the desperation. I mean, I've been dealing with people much more powerful than you that have been trying to get their hands on this.
it's
And
really rare that we got talked down twice in a day than once in a day,
I-
eh?
I feel like I've been more than fair with helping you with Valshun.
How
Well,
about let's finish the contract that we have with Ashram and set Alisa on her way, and we head on our own way.
well,
How about you seem to be able to you seem to be able to send messages to people. How
Not
about you?
me. That guy. As I point to him, Rick, the purple one.
How about you go settle up with Valshun, and you message me to let me know how it handles out, and we'll meet up later.
Do any of us know how to send message across the plane?
Oh shit! Am I not allowed?
Sending works cross-planar.
Okay, sweet.
There's just a chance it fails, and I roll the dice for that in secret and tell you whether it fails or not, and it did not earlier. So you're actually not sure if Sandor's place is a different dimension or not. He mentioned it's his own little private getaway, his own little private place.
Just assumed so.
And your messages have gone through because it took a portal to get there, a little teleportation circle. But it could have also just been somewhere deep underground or something. You don't know.
He also could not be always in his little
True.
pocket dimension.
He could have been.
He could have been other life.
He could have been beaching
See.
it up on the beach.
Yeah, he could.
He did tell us about the beach, so maybe he was just having a beach day.
Yeah, maybe.
Huh.
Well,
just
you have my name,
True.
and you know what I look like, and you know what my quest is. When you figure out how you can get this deciphered without killing the world, you can look me up. And I nod to Alyssa and say, hey, can you get us out of here?
Sure. Where are we going?
Pick someplace safe.
Okay.
And I hand her a platinum.
Snap. You see that Alyssa just kind of gives you the head nod to walk this way, and as you start to walk, she rolls open. She rummages through a bunch of scrolls in her bag and grabs one really quickly and chants some words. She looks over to you guys and goes, "Well, I completed both of my jobs today. Go me." And you guys teleport.
Can
Go
I?
away.
Can it be like just before Alyssa teleports? Like literally the second before? Can I mind spike her?
You can certainly try to do that.
I
What-
would love to try.
Okay. Roll the attack, and I have to pull up your stat block to see if it hits. Oh, it's just a wisdom save. Oops, wrong button. Hold on. Oh yeah, wisdom saving throw. Let's see. Okay. As you guys disappear and reappear in this place, this city you've never been, or this city you can't immediately recognize, Rel, Alyssa kind of grabs her head and goes, "Ow. That's weird. I must have traveled too much today. I must not have slept enough. I have a headache. I need to drink some water. All right, let's go. Let's get going."
Okay.
So you guys are in a city that you don't immediately recognize, and with those two teleported, what about the three of you? Are you heading back to Warren Knuckle and Wintermoon and Valshun? What's your play?
I mean, I want that plate armor.
Okay.
Yeah.
I-
I think
I'm-
You looking at my companion, I was like, let's wrap up the job. We need to crack out a book.
Dean's gonna look over at both of you guys and be like, I'm not sure if I made the right decision, but I felt like that was not a no mercy situation. Did we? Yes?
I don't know. I don't think that was a no mercy situation.
I had sort of the vibe, but there was multiple times where I sort of wished it was just a no mercy situation.
I don't-
Looking at
don't know,
Imric, Maru looking at Imric just because he is a magical guy and he knows what magic's, I guess, happening. He looking at Imric and be like, what you did there?
Well, what did I can do I know where they are, Alex?
You know the location of Alyssa for the next hour, because that's how long your spell lasts.
Just the second after they teleport. Do I know where they are?
You
Where their teleportation location was?
Yes, but you'd have to get a map to point out exactly where it is, because it's
Ah,
one of those things where
okay.
you don't get to see like
You
through
have a
you don't
map.
get to utilize their senses, but you know like where they are
In
on the
vibe.
plane. Yeah.
Do we have a map?
You have a map of
I
your old
swore
place.
we had a map.
Not of this place, you don't. Not of
Oh.
not of Eldoria and
Guys,
whatnot.
we need a map within the next hour.
I mean, you guys have a scroll of teleport to get back
Okay.
to Eldoria, which is instant. So
Guys, we are under pressure. Teleport to Eldoria, find a map maker.
okay. Are
What do we
you
think about this? I'm asking the group.
okay?
I am gonna do my best to help. We need to get back to Aldoria to begin with to just get the job done.
Yup.
I want to turn the quest to begin with.
Okay. So let's do this. Are you teleporting to Warren, Nackrel, and Wintermoon out in the outside, or are you teleporting directly into the foyer court of Valshun, just to turn in the quest immediately and then go from there out into the city? To find
I
out.
was thinking going to the foyer.
Okay.
You guys?
I think-
Well, I bet Valshun has a map.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Do
All
we
right.
have-
Want to go to Valshun?
All right. So you guys teleport your way back to Valshun's lair, his foyer area, and you appear, and you don't immediately see Valshun, but you do see Vlar Tasarin, who looks at you, holds up her hand, and just says, "Wait," and then knocks on the office door, and Valshun comes out, and he goes, "Ah, excellent." Um, and what we will do is we will pick up here next time for the conversation with Valshun and how all that stuff goes. So,
Sweet.
No.
mhm.